Hello, everyone. I have never been happier to see you. Holy shit. You have no idea how stressful the last hour of my life has been. Let me fix this screen and then I'll tell you about it. So, today I went to start stream, and I'm doing an early stream today, whatever. I wanted to get it done. I have some plans later with some friends to watch Eraserhead, as you do. And I was like, alright, let's get ready to stream. And I went to, start the stream on Twitch, and it wouldn't connect. And that happens occasionally. There'll be, some issue with my streaming software that I'll be like, okay, I need to, log out and log back in or refresh the stream key or something. And it just won't let me. And then I try and log into regular Twitch, and it wouldn't let me. And then I went to my fucking Twitch channel, and it was gone. And I had a panic attack, because imagine you go to your place of work and it's burned to the ground. No, I genuinely was like, what the fuck happened? I didn't get an email about, a suspension or getting banned, and I was trying to rack my brain about what I might have done that I wasn't thinking about. Genuinely, I was so fucking scared that my life was over. I was like, how was I gonna pay my bills? But it's okay, it was just a glitch, so, panic attack over, So that's good. I need this. I need the relief. It'll be good. My poor wife, who is working, is probably right now getting a series of panic texts. It's alright. She's busy at work, so she hasn't seen them yet. But it's like, oh my god, what's happening? Oh god, and then at the end, no, okay, it's fine. Amazon Web Services for streaming was still working, but they lost authorization and push servers for logins and notifications. My channel was gone for a while. For 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I was freaking the fuck out. But we're fine. Why can't I get this hat to look okay? There we go. Gotta get the right angle on it. So anyway, I'm good. Today, my bullshit out of the way. Luckily, we have so much sovereign citizen nonsense. It's gonna be great. We have more of the Sovereign Citizen Conference that happened recently that we're going to take a look at. We have more from Cameron Wilson, the person in charge of the Sovereign Citizen group Power Inherent in the People. And we have so much more. So, oh, Chili's in LA. Chili has involved himself in the LA ICE protests. So that's good. That's what we need, is that match in an already very gasoline-filled room. So, anyway, why can't I get my hat to agree with me? God damn it. We'll get this. We'll get this. How's that? Can't see my face, which some might say is ideal. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I'm not gonna fuck with it anymore. It is what it is. It's a witch hat. It's fine. Alright, so anyway, what did I want to get out of the way in terms of housekeeping? If you're on YouTube, do me a favor and like the stream. I'd appreciate it. If you want to help support the stream on YouTube, you can always become a member, which allows you access to our YouTube member and patron-only streams, which are fun. We usually get together and watch a movie together a couple times a month, and that's a lot of fun. If you want to help support on Twitch, you can always become a subscriber, get rid of ads, which is nice. Those are quite pesky. And you'll be and right now there's 30% off, I think, on gift subs over 5. So if you get 5 or more gift subs to support the channel, it's 30% off, so not bad right now. Not bad. I think that's it. Let's get into it. Still working on the medbed video. That's looking good. At this rate, I'm guessing it's gonna take 3 to 4 weeks to finish this first video. I'm already 1 week in, basically, so about 3 more weeks, probably. And that's open to change. You know how things change. I'm just trying to keep you up to date on it. The future videos I don't intend to take that long with. It's just this is my first video back into edited content, and I'm working on developing my workflow. And frankly, confidence is a part of it. Sitting down and writing is hard to do if you haven't done it in a long time. It gets intimidating. But anyway. So, with that out of the way, we can jump into it. You love the Patreon streams the most? I'm glad. They're pretty chill, they're casual. We often look at kind of stressful stuff on stream, so it's nice sometimes on the Patreon and YouTube member streams to get to hang out and just watch fun stuff together. It's nice. Alright, so anyway, let's get back into the Sovereign Citizen Convention Day 2. Sorry, no, this is still Day 1. I watched all of Day 1 already and Day 2, and it's a lot. So let's jump into it.
How do you see your realm? Happy y'all made it back.
Alright, this is when they come back from lunch. If you missed the last Sovereign Citizen watch, we watched the first part, so if you want to see that, go watch the last SovCit watch.
Alright, Joey.
Oh, I didn't notify anyone because I was so stressed out because of everything else. Yeah, it'd probably be good. I'm sorry I'm a little disheveled today. Let me throw out that notification real quick. That's my bad. I appreciate your understanding, chat. I really was having... And I don't mean, like, panic attack, like, you know, people colloquially. I mean, like, a legitimate... So I'm still a little fucked up, but I'm okay. Oh, one other thing. For people who watch the VOD on YouTube, I changed the settings because typically it goes out right after the stream is done, but YouTube was putting in an absurd amount of ads. They were putting in like ads like every 5 minutes. So I now set it so it's going to go private, and then I will manually set the ads. So if you watch the VOD, it's going to be out a little later on YouTube, but it won't have the ridiculous number of ads that it has. I apologize for that. I also went back over the previous 2 months of streams or so and fixed the ads on them, so there's not a million of them. I'm going to try and go back further, but like it's so many videos. But at least from now on, they shouldn't have that absurdity that YouTube has been putting in there. I apologize for that. All right. Now we can get into it, housekeeping aside.
Jurisdiction. Very big topic, very big...
Do I get any money from those ads? A little bit. Not as much as I get from, like, memberships and YouTube Prime or whatever the fuck it's called, the pay for YouTube thing.
Piece of cake that... no matter what you're doing in this entire realm, no matter the sector you're in, it is, when it goes to court, it's very important. So jurisdiction, how do you see your interaction with the government, the courts, etc., with jurisdiction? What gives them jurisdiction? What keeps you out of their jurisdiction?
Nothing.
Where do you like to stand?
Yeah, jurisdiction is literally probably the most, I think, paramount, important aspect that you can right up there with the parties. So, especially if you're in federal court, you know, there's only 2 pieces that you're there for when it talks about a jurisdictional standpoint. It's 28 U.S.C.
Sorry, I was just looking at the thing that I get added on. The Discord pic you tagged me in, the cheeses. Yeah, that looks good. Hold on, let me pull this real quick, because everyone needs to see all this cheese. If it wants to load, man, the internet... Is Amazon Web Services just absolutely shitting the bed all over the internet today? Funny if so. Let's see if it'll open this time. Alright, it doesn't want to open. I can't show you the cheese, unfortunately. It's a picture of a fridge literally packed with cheese. Looks great. I can't show you right now, but I'll try later.
1331, which is a federal question, or there's a
Phoenix Leftist, thanks for a 40 stream streak.
diversity claim. That's it. You know, people talk shit about anything else. Those are the only two statutory pieces that you're going to have from a jurisdictional standpoint that's going to give the federal courts the power to make a decision on your behalf. The parties are right there too. I mean, people read too much into a lot of horse shit. And it's literally Joey Kimbrough, 1712, Candy Court South, Kokomo, Indiana. That's it. There's that party. And then you have...
Sorry, your chat phone's broken. Yeah, it seems like internet shit everywhere is super fucked.
American Express, that's a company that operates in Indiana. There's that party. So I think a lot of people see a lot of claims and hear a lot of things and make it...
Are they sitting on sleeping bags? They're pads of some kind. They almost look like pads that go on outdoor furniture.
Really way more complicated than they need to. So
I'm trying to think if they just thought it would be more of like the chill aesthetic of them sitting on the floor, or if they were too cheap to rent chairs. Afghanistan, thanks for 12 months, says yay.
Jurisdiction and parties, I think, are the really... You got to give the court the jurisdiction to hear your causes of action. If, for me, the credit space...
Is Skynet rising? I hope so. It couldn't be worse than human leadership.
It's always a federal question. So
it's a yoga place. It kind of looks like a woo-woo crunchy place that you would rent, like if you wanted to do a yoga retreat or something. It has that vibe.
I'm 1331, and then I'm 15 U.S.C. 1681. So there's the statutory component that gives them the jurisdiction, the law, the act that gives them the authority to be able to give me remedy. And that's what we're all looking for.
So talk a little bit about, if you would, say the ens legis versus your living man and how to navigate that in the court.
I don't know if I'm the best person to answer that. I think Brandon would do really well there. I've not seen any...
Bring Brandon up. The Brandon guy's crazy. Brandon's the guy in the previous part that kept talking about the courts fucking every one of his holes with dicks. Like, he just really weirdly, inappropriately throws in references to penises all the time. And I know, glass houses, I'm one to talk. But still, like, it's off-putting seeing someone else do it. I know I'm awful and off-putting. What's his excuse? Doriador says, the Mandela effect.
The ens legis versus the natural man argument in the courts. I've not seen any different.
Cedar says, has a SovCit jurisdiction objection ever worked, even in a single time in court? Why would you pick this as your most important issue? No sovereign citizen has ever won on the merits of the sovereign citizen arguments. Ever. They just don't. Occasionally cases get dropped for procedural issues or because the cop doesn't show up to testify, but that's about it. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm not...
So
there's the all caps, there's the hyphenated name, there's the lowercase, uppercase, there's all...
In the mix of it all.
I ignore all that. And please just get me into the court. Let me give them jurisdiction. Let me get the parties there. My shit not being hyphenated or all caps has never affected me one time. And I'm saying that there may be people out there that have valid stuff along those. I think there's just a lot of misinformation. Is not that was...
It's interesting to me how they're all trying not to step directly on each other's toes, but they all clearly have different beliefs in terms of the sovereign citizen stuff. It's all nonsense. And there's nothing people love to argue about more than nonsense, because you can make up things to argue about. It's not real. So they, of course, come up with all sorts of things to get into sectarian conflict about, ideologically, not physically, but, like, it's just a little funny, people sitting around in a room, arguing about things that aren't real. They're all wrong. It's weird. Ryan Cooper with 21 months says, Discord isn't even letting me post puppy pics for some reason, which I wanted to show you for your crap day. That sucks. I'm sorry all the internet's being poop. Toreador says, no, it's the mandala effect. It's the effect you get when you hang religious symbols and kitschy stuff on the wall to make people believe what you say more easily.
Kamala Harris. I think there's just a lot of stuff that's out there that's really throwing people off the path, man. Just let me be in the game, let me play, and I don't care how I'm there, just don't throw me out. And I'm not going to get thrown out because my name is not listed all caps. Now, I know Brandon wants his, rightfully so, trademarked name in there and all of that other good stuff. So there's reasoning behind
What that lady is doing in the background. Oh, the girl at the bar? She's the woman, I recognize her. That's the woman from the other videos we've watched recently with the boyfriend, and they both seem really smug. That's her, I think.
that, I just guess is what I'm getting
'Cause they're all here.
at in a long-winded way. He has a reason that he wants to bring that in. He has patented stuff, trademarks. I'm not arguing any of that stuff.
Italian Shakespeare says, if you had the power to do something to help stop this sovereign citizen BS without it being questionable, how would you? I would develop or have someone with actual, you know, a college education to develop a sovereign citizen diversion program. So when people try this stuff in court, they get the opportunity on the first go, at least, they have an opportunity to have the charges dropped, and if they do diversion, and it'll basically be a class that explains to them why all this stuff isn't true. Would it be effective in wiping it out? No, but you'd at least help some people who get into this because they don't understand. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe add exacerbating, like, charges for if they're doing this kind of shit. I'm not big on that, though, so I don't know.
Stuff. I'm not going to either. So
what I think I hear you say is, don't be scared whether it's written this way or that way. In your world where you're doing the suing, you don't care. You just want to start the game.
Oh, fuck. I hope all this internet stuff doesn't fuck up my job tomorrow. I work tomorrow and Saturday, and my job involves a lot of computers that need to be connected to the internet constantly for them to function. Great.
And get going.
I've never seen it matter.
I wasn't even supposed to originally work tomorrow. My boss asked me to because she had an appointment. God damn it.
One time, and I've never seen anybody say because your name is not in all caps and you're in commercial. We understand all of that, just like we understand that the judges and the lawyers are doing all of their nonsense and it's a corrupt environment. We already know all of that, so we don't have to go down and...
I find it interesting that their justifications have come down to, they all argue about the specifics, but the reason they've all come to that none of their systems work is, well, ultimately it's all corruption. None of them are even considering they could be wrong. The reason they're losing is because the courts are corrupt and the courts just don't get it. Which isn't the case. They get it, you're just wrong.
And let them know that we know all of that. So I don't spend any time on all caps, ensleeges, any of that stuff, because I've never seen where it's mattered. I'm saying that with the disclaimer that maybe somebody out there way smarter than me has had that. But at least for what I talk about, I've never seen it matter, not one time. So
I feel the same way for anybody that's asking. I can talk about this.
Yeah, okay.
I knew he would be up.
No long tangents.
Buckle up, motherfuckers!
Okay, this is the guy. This is the guy that is something. He's very intense. He's very unnecessarily intense, and I don't understand why. You'll understand.
Okay, so it took me 2.5, 3 years to even figure out what the goddamn thing is. So I've just never seen anyone, it's a sole proprietorship or an estate. There's only two things that a social security number can be connected to. That's as per box 9A of the SS4. It's either an estate, and then it says SSN of decedent, or a sole proprietorship. And it says SSN next to. Well, it doesn't say sole proprietorship, it says sole
He seriously needs to chill. He gets super pissed off, too. He'll yell about how the courts keep fucking him. And it's like, man, they're not fucking you. You're just wrong. You just don't understand how the court works. And he's clearly so bitter that, like, he thinks he's so brilliant. and nothing has come of it. And he's so mad. The dissonance is causing such fucking issues for him.
Proprietor, which is the same thing. So the answer to the question is a social security number.
SS is a yikesy abbreviation. Oh boy, you're gonna hate what he says later. Oh boy, I don't know how to break this to you. He starts using, not, at first he starts reading from an old-timey law that uses an old-timey word for, like, black people. You know, in America, in, like, 1885, what they would have probably called, and don't type this, I'm not asking, I'm intentionally being vague. Do not type this. You know what they would call a black person in, like, 1885? Not, like, someone who's intentionally being slurry. Yeah, the one with the E in it. Yeah. He starts using that, firstly, just reading an old law, and I'm like, okay, that's a little uncomfortable, but he's directly verbatim quoting an old law, but then he keeps using it in his speech while he's not reading the law. And I went, okay, alright, that's not good. Orion Cooper with the $2 super chat says, does this guy have a courtroom fetish? I don't know. If this is him getting off, then I think you should probably remain celibate.
Can only be pointing toward two things, period, end of story. It's either an estate or it's a sole proprietor, which is a sole proprietorship.
No, not hard R with an O, ends with an O.
There's no other things that a social security number can be pointing to. The problem is that in the courts, they say that the sole proprietorship and the owner of the sole proprietorship are considered the same person. That's the issue. And no one's ever challenged this. No one's ever figured this out. No one knows this. I've never seen any of this brought in any case. So I bring it because to me,
it's like the Spanish word for the color black. We did it.
It's the truth. But obviously, I just get
pronounced differently. Spelled the same.
Dicks jammed in every hole in my body every time I do it. So,
okay, there it is. You see what I'm talking about? What the fuck is this?
So I bring it because to me it's the truth. But obviously, I just get dicks jammed in every hole in my body every time I do it. So,
like, I'm pretty bad at reading a room. And I know that this is a relatively casual thing, but I don't think any conference is casual enough to use the phrase, I had dicks shoved into every hole in my body. Unless it's a sex worker convention. That would make sense. But, like, generally, virtually no conferences, that's the appropriate, like, dress code for your speech, if that makes sense.
It just depends if that's what you want to do. Obviously, I'm in California, so I could do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in California, I want dicks in every hole, and it's like, bang, you get it right away. You know what I mean?
He just keeps going.
But if you guys want to actually have a chance of winning without having to exert yourself tremendously.
As an Asmongold enthusiast, I gotta say I thoroughly dislike you right now. You a fan of Asmongold? Why? Do you have a fetish for cockroaches and losers?
To an endless amount, I think Joey's right. So, and Joey and I spoke about this last night when we were having those cigars. I would rather push the truth in hell for 6 years because that's just what I want to do. Joey would rather actually win cases and not fucking kill himself. So it's just the difference between me and Joey. I named him Tactical, and then I named me Purist, or whatever the fuck it was. That's pretty much.
He's clearly identified himself in such a way that he feels the need to act as a martyr. He's not just failing, he's a purist, and that's why he's failing. You see? He turns his failure into a success. He's not failing at winning cases. He's succeeding in being too pure for our corrupt system. See how people do that mentally? Switch a loss into a win? Delusional? Um, 15 stream streak. Is this the same guy who last time used imagery of bovine genitalia throughout his speech completely unnecessarily? I don't recall.
Much it right there. So it just depends. It just depends on.
This is a weird troll. 3 a.m. Fent Baby says, all of you are inferior-minded peasants. Asmongold just speaks the truth. You're so blinded. Wrong You're so blind by the hypocrisy. The only reason he's dirty is because he has to argue with betas like you. No, it's because he doesn't clean himself or his house. He's a disgusting grease creature. What are you talking about? I've literally never talked to the greasy man. What are you talking about? You're blaming me because he doesn't know how to shower? Let me introduce you to shampoo. Alright, that's the last I'm gonna deal with that. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on a low-effort troll.
What you want to do, and the reason why I'm having such a hard time bringing these claims is because they've never been brought.
I'll tell you what, I may be a beta, which is fun for me, by the way. You don't know me very well if you think that's something that I would shrug at. Usually when people are around me, they don't go, wow, what smells like shit? So that's pretty good. How about Asmongold? Alright, I'm done. Now I'm done. No more crowd work! Oh, there goes that.
When they were brought by crazy fucks that didn't know what they were talking about, and they've just made this path to try to get this information pushed in the courts extremely fucking difficult. There's an entire fucking graveyard of people like me stretching as far as you can possibly see of just death, decay, and dead bodies of people trying to bring these kinds of claims. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't give a fuck if I die at 80 years old and I'm still trying to bring the claim. I'm still gonna be doing it. So for me, it's almost getting to the point now where it's like, if I just keep bringing the claim, it's almost like people are like, hey, this underdog over here, he's pretty cool. Like, how come I want to be like that? And I'm over here like, yeah, I'm just kidding.
I don't think people think you're cool. Like, I'm not saying people think you're uncool. I think people think you're wrong. But most people don't look at this and think you're cool, for the record.
Getting fucked up, just getting beaten to death and blah, blah, blah. And other people are coming along and they're like, oh man, this is super cool, super fun. I want to push some of these claims too. And then now we got 10,000 people pushing the claim and they don't give a fuck about anything. They just want to push the truth and that's all they want to do. Like me, that's kind of how I think. At some point, they're going to have to address it. So.
Oh, did I get a copy of Dark Angel yet? Not that I know, but I do think I got a package at the P.O. box. I know some people said they were going to send me it. I don't know if they really did or not. It's okay if they didn't. But I know I do have a package at the P.O. box. So maybe that? I don't know.
Originally, I thought I was going to get some traction. Now, not so sure. But I'm just going to keep doing it, and I just invite people to join me, and eventually they're going to have to fucking pick it up at some point somewhere. And I think, you look at all the cases where people have brought this, they bring it in a way it's all fucked up.
Got the 4K of dirty work. I know that came with a longer cut, too. Let me know how it is. I've seen it before. It's not my favorite movie. But also I saw it as a television cut on Comedy Central, so it probably lost a lot of the good jokes. I like Norm Macdonald, so maybe it's good. Let me know. I never would have wanted the special edition, but maybe if the normal edition goes on sale someday, I'll check it out.
Then they get told no or sovereign citizen, and they fucking totally flip out and start filing 400-page docket items, and it's 67 docket items at 40 to 90 pages per docket item. And then now you come along and you're anything like all these fucks and all these...
Cameron posted another video today about how he thinks he'll change traffic laws. I did see that. Yeah, we're gonna watch that at some point. He's nuts. This Cameron guy, we're gonna deep dive him at some point because he's something.
Judges have been...
He's very delusional. He reminds me of Marcel in a lot of ways.
There forever. And every single time they've seen anybody say anything close to what Brandon Joe Williams is saying, they've been the craziest, wildest, most fucked up individuals they've ever seen in their courts.
New Rogues Gallery character. I really do love that. I love that I have a little Rogues Gallery. To be clear, I'm not grandiose and delusional. It's just funny for me to, as my character on this show, to pretend that I have a deeper interpersonal or parasocial relationship with the people that I talk about than I actually do. It helps the motivation, you know? It helps my character motivation.
Well, you wind up with a guy with a win to loss record like me.
Oh, he sounds like he's doing great. That laugh is the laughter of someone who's mentally stable.
Wind up with a guy with a win to loss record like me. So that's all. I think it just depends on what you want to do. If you've got money and you just want to like swing your dick around endlessly and you're just going to have a blast doing it, even though you're going to have every bone in your body smashed with a baseball bat, I think my way is to go. If you actually want to fucking win something and you actually want to get somewhere.
What kind of superhero am I? I'm not a superhero. I'm an annoying Greek choir that points out when characters are making horrible mistakes. It's not my fault people get mad at the narrator.
Probably more Joey, frankly. Just to be totally frank with you. That's it right there. So.
He always brings the energy. You know, I think that's 90% of it. Cam's given me an hour, which for me, that's not a lot of time. So I really want to take you guys through Snap-on at some particular point. And there's been so many bang into that. Let's just...
I'm going to skip ahead. The guy in purple's boring. He's very boring.
In Indiana.
Nobody knows. Everyone's confused.
Looked it up, and they still let him sign it. And he said, and like, you have the we've already
get the next guy up.
Have any fuck?
There we go.
Different people. There's banks.
Here's dicks in every hole of his body, guy.
There's banks that it says pending, and they're like pending the loan, and it just sits there. And they call in. Nobody knows. Everyone's confused. Nobody has a fucking clue. Everybody's running around with their heads chopped off. You go on the DMV. None of them have any fucking clue. Everyone's lost their fucking mind. We don't know. I have no idea. There's so much craziness and so many people and so many things. For all I know, they just say, fuck this. Everyone says, fuck this. They jam it in a drawer, and that's the end of it. And nobody ever sees it again. I'm not even kidding. And you're just driving around, and it's just never going to get processed. I mean, that's just, everyone sees it, and they go, fuck, you going to do this? Fuck, I don't even know what the fuck this is. The guy said he's an attorney in fact. Oh, don't call that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know.
Yeah, the Cameron guy likes to claim he's an attorney in fact, which is a thing. It's just another word for, like, a power of attorney. Excuse me. But a power of attorney does not grant you the power to be an attorney for other people. You're just a fiduciary for given scenarios.
So the thing is there's just so much craziness with this, and these guys have never, ever seen anyone do this. And they're all stupid as fuck. So I've talked to bankers with like 30, 35 years of experience. Hey, I have a question for you. What's a negotiable instrument? Oh, yeah. I heard about that before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what do you mean by banker? Like, are you talking to bank tellers? Because my mom worked at a bank as a teller and then later as a bank manager. They're not the behind-the-scenes people that, like, run the bank in terms of its financials and stuff. They just work at the local branch and, like, do transactions for people. They deposit checks. They cash checks. You know what I mean? They're customer service people, more or less. Like, they might also do some selling on top of that, where they, excuse me, where they try and, like, sell people, like, certified deposit accounts or, like, credit cards or something, but he means bankers, triple parentheses. I hope not.
Oh, yeah, that's like a security. That's a security, right? It's like, motherfucker, you've been working for the bank for 30 fucking years. Makes me want to just take like a claw hammer to their fucking face. You know what I mean? So, I don't want to get too many peppered different questions where it's like, well, this and that and this and that. Yeah, we're going to keep seeing a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of fucking weirdness, a lot of chaos. You're going to see shit where they just stick it in a drawer and nobody can ever find it again. Well, fuck it. Drive the car around until someone cleans out the drawer in fucking 7 years or something. I don't know. I mean, that's, That's basically it right there.
So my solution, the workaround, I have a private trust in my all caps name, the way that Brandon in his 2.0 course showed me how to do. So I'm thinking about just getting the DOT number, what is it, Lusty? What's this?
They think that a Department of Transportation number, having your vehicle registered with the Department of Transportation, means that you don't need a driver's license. That's incorrect. I forget exactly what the Department of Transportation registration is for. Might be for vehicles that do interstate commerce, like semi-trucks and stuff like that. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but somehow these guys have got it in their heads that if you register your vehicle with the Department of Transportation, the national one, you no longer need a driver's license. Of course, that's untrue. Don't know where they got that idea.
Lustica, yeah, how he showed us how to do. So I might just do that, get a DOT number and just make it a private vehicle, and then explain to like the state park rangers, like, oh, it's just a private vehicle, even though.
Oh, good luck. I'm sure that'll go great.
They probably don't. Well, they probably know what a DOT number is. So hopefully that works out, because I don't want to lose my can't post position.
I can say one thing on that real quick too.
Wait, I'm gonna touch on this real quick.
Real
if
quick.
You don't mind.
Real
Can I
quick.
please?
The DOT thing, real quick, 2
Come on,
seconds.
man.
It's pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, just tell them, look, I'm not a resident of a state, so I had to register the vehicle at the federal level. It's a federal registration. Okay. I'm not a resident of any of the states, so I had to register at the federal level. It's federal registration.
Okay, that's not how that works. Making stupid noises isn't an argument. I understand that you're trying to portray the person you disagree with as a straw man that just makes random monkey noises or something. But that's not the case. That's not how this works. It needs to be registered to a state. What state do you primarily reside within?
I got it. I'm not a resident of any of the states. It's a federal registration because I can.
Okay, well, we're gonna tow your vehicle. Oh, sorry. That's SEAL for we're gonna tow your vehicle, if that helps.
Only register at the federal level. That's it.
Very cool.
And if you need to say it 7, 7, 9, 14 times, or they come back the next day and they go, did you ever get that registration done? It's like, oh, good to see you, Bob. Wow, how you doing, brother? Hey, man. I don't know if I told you last time, but I'm actually not a resident of any of the states, and it's actually a federal registration because I can only get registered at the federal level.
Right, yeah.
Good to see you, broski. You see, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's what I think, anyways. But
Yeah, it's probably what I'll do. And then we'll still litigate as well, but yeah, still.
There was a lot that you just unpacked in that car deal. But I always look at it through the credit piece. What Brandon was just telling you there at the federal level and stuff, I promise you nobody's going to understand what you're talking about. They're going to look at it like you're an alien. And it's just not the...
Stop saying stuff that isn't true.
The
Go away, purple shirt man. You're the least interesting sovereign citizen. Orion Cooper with a $2 super chat says, "Orf, orf, orf, seal for you deserve a fish." Thank you.
You know, I should be able to sue somebody, and then they're
just sue them for...
Wow, this
Nice,
guy just
because-
keeps taking the mic, too. Like, he is getting way more time than the other people to spew his, like, weird shit.
I beat you over the head, kill you, eat your body, and then I come back the next week and I'm looking for food. Oh, no, we're not going to work with you. Oh, no problem. Discrimination. Just sue them for discrimination. And then go through that and then come back a couple weeks later, 2 weeks later. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Hi, guys. Good to see you, man. Been a while, Jim. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, man, I want to work with you guys again. I'm hungry. No, dude, we could do it last week. Or go to a different location. Hi, I'm Bob. Nice to meet you. Hey, man. Hey, man, I'm looking for to get a credit card opened. Can I get a credit card opened? Oh, yeah, no problem, sir. Have a seat. Nice, man. Sit down. Do all the application like it's just some fucking dumbass. Oh, do I sign here, sir? Oh, okay. I'll sign here. Oh, we're sorry. We can't give you a credit card. Oh, why is that? Oh, because we don't know. You know, that's usually what a lot of what we're seeing now is nobody knows anything. Everybody, oh, I don't know. And now you just sue them for discrimination. Thank you very much, Bob. Good to see you. Call.
I'm sorry, you think it's discrimination for them to not give you a loan based on your credit report? That's like the whole point of a credit report. What are you talking about? You're discriminating against sub 500 credit scores. You bet your ass they are, because when you don't, you end up like fucking Klarna.
Call Bob in as a witness for the case, a discrimination case. Go to the next location.
Did y'all see that Klarna's like fucked because they gave loans to a bunch of people that couldn't pay it back? I think that's hilarious. I'm not even mad at those people for taking out those loans. It's whatever. What a stupid ass company. You gave a bunch of loans to people with already shit credit scores who had nothing to lose, and then you're surprised they don't pay you back? Don't get me wrong, you should pay them back, because they're gonna come after you, they're gonna sell it to a debt collector, they're gonna take you to court. It's gonna be a pain, but like, en masse, that's a huge problem for Klarna. A problem they could have avoided by having a business model that wasn't insane.
File it. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? William. Oh, man, William, great to meet you, bud. Hey, man, I wanted to do an application for a credit card. Great, man, have a seat, great. Do I sign here? Oh, you know, I can't give you a credit card. Oh, William, why? I don't know. Fucking hey, William. Well, hey, man, it's been a pleasure, brother. Lawsuit. You can do it forever. You could do it forever. You could do that literally till the fucking day you die. That's what I'm gonna do.
And what will it accomplish? Because I went to the bank and I signed UCC 18308 and that, and they went not re-signed. So I signed without prejudice.
Dude, no, okay, stop. You guys, no one fucking knows the answers to any of these questions. I don't know
Fun fact, people do. They're just not answers they want to hear.
the answers. Everyone's fucking retarded. That is actually your answer. The answer to your question is everyone's fucking retarded. The answers to your
Strike 2.
Your question is everyone's fucking retarded.
Strike 3. Alright, there's not much more that happened on this day anyway. It's pretty much him yelling and the rest is boring. Day 2 gets a little interesting again, and we'll maybe take a look at that on the next Sovereign Citizen Watch. But we have plenty of other stuff to get to, so we can move on from that. This is a video from Cameron Wilson. This is legitimately one of the weirder SovCit traffic stops I've ever seen. Was that the fastest back-to-back strikes we've seen? I think so. Immediately he gets out of his car, by the way, which you should never ever do. Like, I'm shocked. I am shocked that he walked away from this okay. So we have the body cam footage is the main one, and then the footage from the dash cam is the smaller screen here. The car parked ahead on the dash cam is Cameron Williams. And yeah, he's about to jump out of the car as soon as the cop gets out, which you never want to do. You are in the car in a traffic stop. Your hands are on the wheel, okay? Your hands are on the wheel. And then when the officer comes up, then you can open the window, whatever it is, a button or a crank, whatever. Hands on the wheel. You are seated. You do not scare the officer.
510 Golden, stopping.
Oh, he's getting out before the cop is even out. Look at him. Jesus Christ. Oh, and he's approaching. Still approaching. Getting closer and closer.
What's that?
Waving his hands.
What are you talking about? I'm seeing if you're okay.
I'm okay.
Okay.
You're not gonna violate my rights today, okay? I don't need your service.
Can you step back to your car, please?
No, I'm not gonna
Step back to your car right now.
What do you mean?
Step back to your car.
You suspected me of committing.
Nothing.
Okay,
You have
then why-
license.
Wait.
Stop. Let me talk.
Whoa.
For the record, the reason he stopped him is because he has a license plate cover, which is illegal in the state that he's in. A lot of states don't allow license plate covers because it blocks visibility, both for officers and like state patrol vehicles, but also if there are tolls. A lot of the time these days, tolls will be paid by you drive through and then it takes a picture of your license plate and they send you a bill. There's also, of course, traffic cameras that take pictures of stuff like that, and it makes it more difficult for the cameras to pick up the numbers on the license plate.
You have license plate covers. That's illegal in Washington. Now get back in your car.
Dude,
Get back in your
call
car.
Your sergeant.
Get back in your car.
I'm not gonna take demands from you.
Get back in your car.
That's not how this
Get
works,
back
bro.
This is exactly how
No,
it
it
works.
doesn't. I have
Get back in
constitutional
your car.
rights. I'm not getting back in my car.
Good for you. Get back in your car.
I'm not obeying an unlawful command.
That is a lawful command. Get back in your car.
I'm not getting back in my car. Call your sergeant, dude. This is not okay. Don't get that. You're not gonna violate.
510 Roosevelt, North 97 at 3.
Like, it genuinely seems, I don't know what it is, but something about, like, manic, grandiose delusions are very big in the sovereign citizen community. You see it with Marcel, you see it with this guy. I've seen it to a lesser extent with other sovereign citizens, but there are these, like, manic delusions of grandiosity that seem to just, like, pervade the whole thing, like fucking fat and Wagyu beef. It's just like all throughout the sovereign citizen movement. Green guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, I went back to work this week after not coming in being on leave for 5 weeks. Boss finally called me and said I needed to show up today. I went to the gym, went in, boss wasn't even in, so I BS'd for 2 hours and went home at 11. Sounds perfect.
He's combative. Can I get another unit out here?
I'm requesting additional units combative, emergency traffic only.
Oregon Sam Lincoln 3, 99211. Get back in your car!
Yeah, and he went to the car where he could have, like, he didn't. I'm not saying he does, but I'm telling you, as far as a cop is concerned, you got back in the car where you were no longer visible, and now you're getting back out. It was bad enough the first time, but every time you go out of visibility, especially within the vehicle, and then come back out, the cop's going, did you grab a weapon? Did he grab a gun? I'm not saying this is always reasonable, but I'm telling you this is how the cop is trained. I didn't see the person. They're out of visibility. They're in their vehicle where there could be a weapon, and now they're coming back at me. Do they have a weapon?
3-992-11. Get back in your car!
I haven't done anything wrong. You're not gonna violate my rights.
Sir,
I'm
get
an
back
attorney,
in your
bro.
car.
You're not going to violate my rights.
I need to see your license, your
I'm not
registration, and
giving
proof of
anything.
insurance.
Nope.
Yeah.
I reserve all rights. I'm done talking to you. I reserve all rights. That's it.
Sir.
Leave me alone.
I'm not leaving you alone.
You are leaving me
At this
Fatback Gaming says, I get mad at them because I don't want them to get hurt. Same.
time, you're under arrest, sir, if you don't stop this. Stop.
Where's he going?
Stop moving.
You can't do that.
I can.
You can't harass me.
The reason for the stop is your license plate
You
covers.
didn't stop me. I was already parked on the side of the road. Leave
This
me
is
alone.
still a contact.
You said to me,
Stop
what did you say?
moving.
I'm checking on you to see if you're okay.
That was
Leave me
the
alone.
ini- that was
I'm
the
okay.
initial stop.
Leave me alone.
I'm
said-
not leaving you. Stop.
To be clear, he said that after you had already gotten out of the car like a crazy person. He didn't want to escalate the scenario. If he starts coming at you with, well, you have a license plate cover, which he will say in a little bit here, but initially that's not what he's going to lead with, because you came at him very aggressively with the body language of someone who's ready to fight. Bumble Homestead says, terrifying. Every time I see this, it's like watching a person charge a rabid dog, right?
Moving right now. Stop.
Dude,
Stop
what
moving.
are you doing? Are you seriously about to pull out your taser?
Yes.
To a lawful person standing here
Stop.
doing nothing. Please, dude.
Stop.
Schoenborn, de-escalate.
I am. I'm trying.
Okay.
You're the
All
one
right.
that's yelling, okay?
All right, let's de-escalate.
Okay.
Dude, I got one leg. I'm an
Cool.
amputee. If you
That's irrelevant to this situation. Like, don't use that like this. No one brought that up. No one brought that up. This has nothing to do with the situation.
violate me in any way that's an 88 violation,
cool.
because you know that you do not
I
have
need
the
to
right
see
to
your
violate. I'm
license,
not giving you
your-
anything. I reserve all rights. I'm not speaking.
If you don't provide that, you'll be under arrest.
reserve all rights.
Provide
My right to
information.
remain silent.
Okay, good. I need to see.
I reserve all rights.
Then I need you to turn around. You're under arrest.
For what? What
For
crime?
not providing me the information
I don't
I'm
have
requesting.
to. I'm
Yes.
reserving all rights. I don't have to give you
You're
anything.
under arrest. Turn.
Dude, stop touching me.
I haven't touched you once yet.
Then you're trying to harass me for what?
I am trying to arrest you now.
For what crime?
For not
there has
providing
to be
information.
probable cause and reasonable articulable suspicion.
Turn around right now.
Okay, okay. Don't hurt me, bro.
I will not. Okay?
Why are you doing this to me, bro?
Why? Because you're not providing me the information.
I don't
Stop.
have to. Schumberger, I don't have to, Schumberger. Dude, this is a major constitutional violation. You're gonna do this. Stop. You're gonna lose all qualified immunity, bro.
Get back.
Okay, don't shove me. I got one leg, dude.
Okay.
Be nice, bro.
Right. Sorry.
Please be respectful.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Really?
Why are you pushing me?
We're
What
going
crime?
back to my car.
What crime have I committed?
We're going back to my car. I'm going to read you your constitutional rights, okay?
He probably would have just gotten a warning if he'd just let the cop do his job. That's what the cop says. He's basically like, we would have warned you. It's like a license plate cover. It's not that big of a deal. Like, we would have just told you, hey, you need to take that off. That's it.
What am I being arrested for?
Failing to provide information when requested.
That's not a. Are
That
you
is
kid-
a crime.
Name the. Oh my God, bro! I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe this is happening right now, bro. You are totally in constitutional violation.
All right.
Big time, bro.
Go ahead. Take a seat. Take a seat.
You're a state patrol. You know
Take
you're
a
not
seat.
supposed to do this, bro.
Steak.
Bro, you know you're not supposed to do this. Why are you doing this right now?
Why?
Yes, sir. Why? Yes, sir.
I first came to check on you, see if you're okay. I saw that you had license plate covers.
I'm on Oregon. I'm not, that's for Washington only,
Okay,
bro.
go ahead and take your
You can't do that on
Hey,
other people.
you're in Washington. Even if you're from Oregon, you are in Washington. So all of their traffic laws apply to you because you are within the borders of the state. You are within the borders of their jurisdiction.
People's other state warrants. You know that. It's new.
Green Guy says, I knew a guy who would use the fact that he was left-handed the same way this guy's uses being an amputee. Was his last name Flanders, by chance?
5 Tango on the Dale. 1 in custody. You can clear tones.
Medicated person says, hey Hannah, I had a dream last night you acted in an Alice in Wonderland type movie. I was excited to show a friend the DVD. Oh hell yeah, it was on DVD. Worth it. I'd be in a movie just so I could own the DVD.
Whew. All right. Sir.
I reserve all rights. I'm done.
All right. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right at this time to
You
an
have
attorney.
all discretion.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney before answering any
You
questions.
don't have a warrant for my arrest.
You have the
They
right.
don't need a warrant for your arrest when they see you witness a crime. I've explained this before. Sovereign citizens, for some reason, think that the only arrestable thing is if you have a warrant. No, that's if you were... Like, they can have a warrant for someone, but if a cop sees you commit a crime, like, let's say they see you robbing a bank, and you have your ski mask on, your little cartoon bag of money with a $sign on it, they can stop you even though they don't have a warrant. Now, that's maybe an extreme example, but the same goes for anything that's illegal.
Right to have an attorney
A
present
warrantless
during the
arrest
questioning.
requires a gross misdemeanor or
cannot aff-
felony.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you without cost if you so desire. You can exercise these rights at any time.
God bless me.
Do you understand these rights?
Father God, I'm praying to you right now to bless everything in this life.
Do you understand these rights?
Change the way that he's acting right now, Father. For there is no reason for these actions to be placed upon him. He has all discretion, Father, and I rain down and ask you, Father God, to bless this man in his heart. I ask that you have him change his way.
So on top of the grandiose manic delusions, we're having manic religious delusions. This I'm not sure if he's doing in good faith or if he's just trying to sound crazy so they let him go. I'm not sure. Green Guy says, I never watched Simpsons. Wife let me know. That's surprising. It's a good show for the first 10 seasons or so. Harold Doubleman, I'm glad your former Bed Bath & Beyond is being used for something more helpful to the community now.
Ways right now,
Sounds performative. I agree.
Father God, for there is no reason to justify any ill will being done whatsoever.
Do you understand
There is
these rights?
no corpus delicti or any mens reis or actus reis in relation to a crime.
Yeah, do you ever pray about your fucking... Did he say mens rea?
These
No
rights?
corpus delicti or any mens reis or actus
Mens rea is not an element to this crime. What are you talking about? He's just throwing out, like, Latin law words.
right now, Father God, for there is no
Corpus delicti is the body of the crime, and the body of the crime is that you didn't, like, obey his orders. Like, he saw that. That's the corpus delicti. In terms of mens rea, that's like the state of mind that you have while committing a crime. It's for, you know, crimes or whatever when someone's mental state is a factor. That's not the case in this. Your mental state is irrelevant. Harold Elbleman, what do you want me to look up? Mens rea? Can do.
No reason to justify any ill will being done whatsoever.
Do you understand these
no
rights?
corpus delicti or any mens reis or actus reis in relation to a crime whatsoever, Father God. I thank you. Father God, that I can be a vessel of change within this nation again, Father God. I thank you. I thank you, Father God. I thank you, Father. I thank you, Father, for this experience. To show that this nation needs
There
great
is a
change,
recording
Father God.
device
I
right
thank
here
you,
as well,
Father
okay?
God. I thank you, Father God, for this experience. I thank you, Father. I don't know how, Father God.
Oh, you shouldn't even be mad then. You're thanking God, so I guess it's a good thing. That's good. Feel less bad now.
You blessed me in this way so many times, but I thank you. You are
mens rea, a guilty mind, a guilty or wrongful purpose, a criminal intent, guilty knowledge, and willfulness.
the great. You are the great.
Overthought says Latin's a dead language. Language comes from the brain. Ergo, SovCits using Latin means they are indeed brain dead.
Creator, and all praise and glory be to you, Father. All glory and praise be to you, Father God. I thank you. I thank you, God.
Fatback Gaming says, this weirdly selfish version of Christianity we have is so weird. I think it comes from the fact that, like, Christianity by its nature is very, at least in my view, community-oriented, but America has a serious problem with a lack of community. Lack of, like, interpersonal relationships that are more than just acquaintances or friends, but people who exist in a network that are part of a community. So I think a lot of people find it difficult to sort of internalize a lot of the more communal and selfless aspects of Christianity because of that. So all you're left with for some people is this very selfish idea that they basically have a big friend upstairs that'll just help them do whatever they want. Now, you know, you can find scriptures in the Bible to justify basically any belief you want, and unfortunately they're choosing the ones that allow them to live very selfish, borderline solipsistic lives.
Thank you, Father.
Fenekagami says, I do wonder if the SovCit problem would be as bad if the media wasn't so complicit in propaganda. A lot of how this conspiracy works seem to come from the hero narrative surrounding cops and this idea that cops don't have a massive abuse of power problem. It's part of it. I also think shows like Law and Order, which are propaganda, give a really weird impression of how the law works sometimes. A lot of legal dramas, at least older ones, tend to have moments. I'm thinking like the Perry Mason moment, and even though Perry Mason hasn't been popular for many decades, I think its echoes still exist within pop culture, and it's this idea that in order to win your legal case, you need that one loophole. You need to find the line in the contract, or you need to find the one misinterpretation that all of a sudden changes the whole case. And that's just not normally how legality works, right? Your material facts are the most important thing. But usually cases aren't won or lost based on loopholes. They're just based on the totality of the circumstances and the evidence that's available. But, like, that's not satisfying, so people don't want to hear that. Columbo's the only good cop. I'll die on that hill. Columbo, for those that don't know, Columbo very specifically investigates murders done by the wealthy, by the powerful, by assholes who think they're better than other people, and therefore, of course, they'll get away with murder. And Columbo is kind of a schlubby, working-class guy, so it's satisfying. It's got that, you know, working-class guy fighting rich assholes thing. Lennon Cat says, it's the CSI effect applied to the legal proceduralism and not just criminal investigations. Yes, yes.
Father God.
Odo is also a good cop. He's technically private security for the station, so. Also, he did work, he was working for them when it was Terok Nor to some extent, too. So I will say he did work with fascists, even a little bit. Putting it out there.
Yeah, I'm fine. Came up to check on him, community caretaking check. Saw that his license plate cover's on, so he's gonna make it a contact, and he's immediately coming out.
By the way, I'm trying to unload a couple crates of self-sealing stem bolts if anyone's in the market.
Yelling at me.
You are working within me right now. I know.
So I'm like, hey, calm down, get back in your car. I need to see your license, your registration, proof of insurance. And he's like, I'm not going to provide you anything.
I've prayed for this, and as much as I try, Father God.
No use of force was done.
How much? 2.5 bars of gold press latinum.
All right. Yeah, no use of force, but
to be fair, I don't think Odo had much choice in the matter with the Cardassians. That's what Werner von Braun said. That's what they all say.
Yeah, it was weird. He's having a mental crisis.
Are Federation credits acceptable? I spit on your Federation credits. I don't want your play money to buy Synthahol. I only deal with real buyers.
Right now. It might be good if you came and talked to him and see what's going on. He did request a sergeant. I know it's not necessary, but if you want to talk to him, you can come talk to him. Yeah.
This is that moment that changes it all, right here, Father.
Correct. Yeah. Failed to provide the information when requested. Failure to identify, yeah. Okay.
I found old Petcha.
No, he's right now just praying in the back of my car. Okay. All right, sounds good. Thank you. Bye.
Hey Siri. Call baby girl on FaceTime.
Call baby girl on FaceTime. Don't try and call people. That's not gonna go well.
Call baby girl on FaceTime audio.
Starting FaceTime audio call to baby girl.
Oh no. Call Troy Grover on mobile.
Sorry, I don't have a mobile number for Troy Grover. Just to confirm, you'd like to call Troy Grover?
Yes.
I think it's fine.
Call baby girl on FaceTime audio.
Starting FaceTime audio call to baby girl mobile.
510.
Is he the only one?
Yeah, he's the only.
I don't know. I stopped one for the other day.
Did you?
The license plate covers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and almost the same thing, saying like he wasn't committing a crime, and I was like, well, I mean, you give up certain rights when you agree to get your license and you drive on taxpayer highways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that just so you can read it easier? They don't want the covers off.
And I think a lot of the toll bridges or toll areas don't want those as well because they can't read them.
Yeah, you go through and then blow through.
I dropped my rig off at the shop, so I'm.
Thank you for showing up, guys. Yep. Alrighty, your phone and headphones are right here, okay, as well as your hat. All right.
Where's the sergeant?
And he's on his way.
Why'd you take my property from me?
Because you're being arrested. Because you're under arrest, and they have to inventory it.
Why did you keep it safe?
No, so I couldn't call.
The cops are some of the most chill you've seen. It's Washington State, so that might be why. No, these cops are pretty fucking chill.
People.
So good for them.
Keep it safe.
No, you're a liar, dude.
All right.
You know how bad this is gonna look when I depose you?
Look at him puffing himself up. How bad this is gonna look when I depose you? I'm such a manly man.
The deposition is going to be great. I'm letting you know that right now, bro. I'm an attorney.
He was not an attorney.
Legend. Oh my God. I'm an attorney in fact, bro.
Is there anything in the vehicle you'd like me to grab for you before we go to the jail?
No, you're not taking any of my property.
I'm just asking.
And when
to
the
see if you
sergeant
wanted
gets here,
anything.
he's going to release me because you have no articulable suspicion of a crime being committed. Your first words out of your mouth was, "I'm checking on you to see if you're okay."
Baja the Surfer. That's funny.
And you're back.
My wife goes by Baja Blast on here, so another Baja. That's gonna be confusing, and her brother's Broha Blast. Welcome, Baja the Surfer.
To the sheriffs saying that you came up and because it was a license plate. You're a liar. God is going to show the truth of your actions today. You will be put on the Brady list. I promise.
Intense.
I guarantee it.
Still failing to identify.
That's right. I have a constitutional right. I can be private at any time. I do not have to identify without a reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. This is kidnapping and harassment. This is a deprivation of my rights under Title 18, Section 242 of 1983. I'm about to file a 1983, Section 1983, 1871 Ku Klux Klan Act complaint against you. And I know you don't know what that is.
Are you okay?
I am okay, and I know everything.
Are you
that I'm
on
about
anything right now?
Nope.
I need to know about?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope. I don't do drugs, bro.
We know that's not the case. He smokes weed all the time on stream. Nothing inherently wrong with smoking weed, but you're lying by saying you don't do drugs.
You don't understand, bro. Let me speak wisdom into you.
I don't think this is weed. This would be something else, if it's anything, but damn.
I have a YouTube channel that has over 4.5 million.
Although, in fairness, I don't know if can weed trigger manic episodes in people who have manic episodes? Maybe.
Views in the past 28 days in relation to my lawsuit.
Okay, good
Look
for
up
you.
Cameron Wilson versus Hood River right now, bro. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Go ahead. Look up Cameron Wilson 2587, Papa. You want it? There it goes. Uh-oh. Now where's the crime? Now where's the crime? You ain't got one because I ID'd. Now you're in total violation. Big boy, get ready. Get ready.
This guy needs to chill the fuck out, man.
You're fired. You're fired. You're gone. You have no qualified immunity. Out the window. You're gone, bro. No longer on the force. You're done.
No, he was not fired. This cop handled this really well.
Cooked.
Like, he handled it. He was able to de-escalate the situation, even though the guy was being a huge asshole. It was good.
You don't get to violate the creator.
510 Roosevelt, can you run the...
It's interesting that you find you being arrested to be tantamount with someone violating God. Little narcissistic is all I'm saying.
You're cooked, bro. You did wrong. You took an oath. You're gonna pull your oath and your bond. You're cooked, bro. You shouldn't have done this. I told you. I warned you from the beginning. I said, don't violate my constitutional rights. I knew it. As soon as you hit that Huey, I knew it.
Baja the Surfer says, normally if I stop and detain someone like this, I just turn the radio up. Now we're listening to loud music. See, I'm a crazy person because I'd want to listen to it. I love the ravings of Mad Men. I don't know why. Probably an issue.
Bait. Oh, bait and switch, right?
There are studies that show a statistically significant link to weed usage and mania symptom onset. There you go.
What y'all do, right?
Thank you, Dr. Baja.
Oh, bait and switch? You're thinking now, ain't you? What can I do? You're thinking hard. What are you gonna do? It's all on camera, bro.
Yes, it is.
It's all on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your first words? I was just checking to make sure all right. And what'd I say? I'm all right. And what'd you do?
Yeah, you were already getting out of the car in a very aggressive manner. So he didn't want to escalate the situation. That doesn't mean he didn't have a reasonable articulable suspicion for the stop. You had a license plate cover, which is illegal in this state. That's it.
You did it anyways!
Yeah, because you have license plate covers. It's illegal.
Bro, I am not a Washington contract. I don't have to.
Doesn't matter. You're in the state. You're within the jurisdiction of the law.
If I had a Washington
Are you
license
a
plate,
sovereign citizen?
do you know what a sovereign citizen is? In 1940, a joint resolution was signed about American citizenship. That
My mailbox, see if there's a letter from Tom.
Okay, you're supposed to send me a receipt or...
Hank. Pulled up behind me.
Well, tell me about it.
He pulled up behind me while I'm parked, car off, hazard on. And I got out of my car and I asked him, hey, he said, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. And then he just kept going. Chased me, I'm able to. He pulled his taser out. And I don't know any crime has been committed. And there wasn't a lawful traffic stop.
There's no crime, but it sounds like you...
J-Ronimus says God right now. Let's see.
You're not affiliated with me.
So that's a good... There you go. 3 seconds. Perfect length. I can play a clip that's like 3 to 5 seconds. Perfect.
You have covers on your license plates, which Washington State made illegal.
For Washington residents?
Nope.
Nope, for everyone. Laws don't only apply to residents. They apply to everyone there. If someone from France flew over to the United States, doesn't mean they can break the law because they're from France. I'm from Michigan. If I go to Ohio, I don't get to break Ohio law just because I'm from Michigan, as fun as that would be.
Anybody traveling in Washington.
How can that be if I've never been given notice if I'm from another state?
Ignorance of the law isn't an excuse. That's just how it is. I don't know most laws. Most people don't know most laws. It doesn't mean they don't apply to you.
He can give you a warning and say, hey, FYI, you have to take these off in order to travel to Washington.
Yeah, why did that happen?
Because you wouldn't provide any information to him. You became instantly hostile.
No, sir, I didn't.
No?
No, sir.
Did he ask you for your information?
No, sir, I told him, I said...
I gotta tell you, everything's recorded.
Yeah, okay, no, but initially, and his is...
Yeah. So initially, did he ask you...
No, sir.
No. Did there ever come a point in time where he came up and he goes, hey, can you give me I need your license, registration, insurance?
No, because I wasn't in the car.
I understand you got out of the car right away and just started being confrontational.
No, sir.
No? What did you say when you got out?
You were being confrontational. Crazy to say you weren't. Just a Peach with a Tip says, Green Guy and I think they are in an area of eastern Washington that doesn't have a lot of water for miles. You would want a cop to check on you if you're there. Oh, I can see that.
I didn't know that Nate was here.
Like when I left, he said, he checked on me. He said, I just want, is everything okay? And I said, yes, I'm fine. I said, I'm fine.
Is that how you said it, or were you screaming at him in a very aggressive manner?
Gotcha. Thank you.
Can you just please leave me alone? Right. Okay. And
make sure you're going to de-escalate.
So why am I in handcuffs? Okay.
So did he ask you for information?
Well, let me ask you. Do I have a right to remain silent?
Yeah. At this point, has he Mirandized you?
Well, no, I'm talking about even beforehand when I said I'm
He did Mirandize him.
So beforehand I said I'm reserving my rights, right? Okay. So I put him on notice.
But here's the thing. You can exercise your rights. Sure, but you're not answering my question.
I will, Papa Bear. I just want to try to figure this out, all right? So I have I'm an attorney, in fact, bro. Okay, so I really know my constitutional rights.
Makeup in my eyes.
This is what I do. Sure. I just got back from Florida today. I'm teaching another client.
Just got back from Florida. I thought you said this wasn't where you live or isn't where you are. So you just got back from Florida? That implies you were here, went to Florida, came back. If you're not from this state, what do you mean back? Boom, Columboed.
Every right to remain. I have every right to remain silent.
Black's Law Dictionary. What do you want me to look up, Jeebahawk?
You don't have to give any information.
Mirandize? It might just be under Miranda.
We're free. We're all free to be. God created us to be free. And until we do harm to another, you don't have to involve ourselves with any laws or anything. And that's why I tried to enforce with him. I said, dude, please just do it right now. Please. And he wouldn't stop. He just kept told him to come in. I said, please don't touch me. Oh, I'm not touching you. But he kept lunging for me. And I told him, hey man, I'm able to. Please don't do this to me. Okay. This is 88. It goes beyond just constitutional. It goes into a whole nother federal aspect. And it just kept going. He wouldn't stop. It was like he had to have control of it. Stop. And I'm just walking away.
Yeah, we have Miranda rule. Prior to any custodial interrogation, that is questioning initiated by law enforcement officer after a person is taken into custody or otherwise deprived of his freedom in any significant way, the person must be warned, 1, that he has a right to remain silent, 2, that any statement he does make may be used as evidence against him, 3, that he has a right to the presence of an attorney, 4, that if he cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for him prior to any questioning if he so desires. Unless and until these warnings or a waiver of these rights are demonstrated at trial, no evidence obtained in the interrogation may be used against the accused. Miranda v. Arizona. And that's how Freddy Krueger got away.
He was like, we couldn't accept the fact that we couldn't accept it.
Before anyone says it, I know in the movie, the mom says that a search warrant wasn't signed properly, but in the TV show Freddy's Nightmares, where we actually see the trial, it turns out that he wasn't Mirandized. So there you go.
I'm not, like, that's about to close out. I don't want this to be a burst in my life. If I go to jail, dude, it's like, no, that's not the definition of the Supreme Court. You work.
I guess I'm done talking to you if I can't have a conversation.
Papa Bear, I've got your Washington training manual.
He's calling him Papa Bear. That's good.
What is your name?
You're supposed to know the codes and policies and the statutes within each county that you work.
I guess I'm done talking to you if I can't have a conversation.
Papa Bear, I've got your Washington training manual in my MacBook right in my...
Okay, that doesn't mean you didn't break the law. Yes, there was a show. It was like an anthology horror series. Freddy was like the Crypt Keeper type character. He was the star of a few episodes, but mostly he was just like the bookends.
My car, bro.
Okay, is there somebody that can come get the car so it doesn't have to be towed today?
Why would it be towed? It's left on the side. You didn't pull me over. He didn't pull me over. It was already parked.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're going to legally tow my parked vehicle?
Not if I can find somebody to come get it.
You have to put notice on the car. You can't do that. You have to put a sticker on the car. I was not in my car.
Fenn Kagami says, Hannah, you can do crime. You're trans and bi, and it's June, so go do crime. Happy Pride.
You can't do that.
I'm gonna go rip the tag off my mattress, and no one can stop me.
You have to put a sticker.
Was it any good? Not really. There were some episodes that were okay, but it was mostly a pretty subpar anthology series. The best episodes were the Freddy ones, and it's entirely because of Robert Englund's campy performance.
You're on the car.
I don't have to. I can choose to.
Why would
but it's a two-way street.
Why are y'all doing this to a person who has not been?
Look, you've lost a certain amount of your rights when you decided not to give information and commit a crime.
I've never lost any of my rights because I reserved them from the very beginning.
You've lost some right now. You're in custody. Your freedom isn't there. Okay. So, what is your name? Do you mind telling us, or you don't want to tell us still?
I think I've already done it.
You've told us your name?
Yeah.
He asked you if you were an individual, and you said no.
I'm not an individual.
All right, we're going to move on. We've seen a lot of this. This guy, like I said, is the head of power inherent in the people. He has a whole organization where he, along with many other people, do this stuff, and they all just jerk each other off about it. It's really ridiculous. Here's a video he put out today called Traffic Law Reform Update. I don't know how to break this to you. He raps. He's a rapper. He's a freestyle rapper. So he will randomly just start rapping about sovereign citizen stuff in the middle of his videos. Just thought I'd give people a warning so they can prepare their brains and ears for that. That's the real crime, really. It's like Marcel and Danzy had a baby.
We be living a free, like it was meant to be. It's a June the 12th, That's a 6 and a 3. I be like 3 and a 6, 3 and a 6, 6 and a 3 and a 9. Yeah, we do fine. Yeah, we do great. Cause we arise. I'm on the king. I'm on the rise. I am the I am the I am the I am the I am. I am the I am. I am the
Is that what you do when you can't think of a word that rhymes? You just go, I am a You just make noises.
I am the I am the I am. I am a free. Like I was meant to be. Yeah, I love this. This beat right here be having me. I'll be like, whoa, whoa, hey. I hope everybody is doing great today. This is going to be something really quick. We're starting off at 8:36 as it's meant to be. No timed. It wasn't. It just happened. Always on the
We're 58 seconds into the video. Hold on, he's got to smoke weed. It's been sober for almost a whole minute.
But I'll tell you like this, man, it's a blessing to be alive. I am so thankful for each and every single one of you. I am grateful for life. I'm grateful for breath. I'm grateful for being able to just think. Like, it's such a blessing. So grand rising to all of you in our beautiful nation of America.
By the way, on YouTube, Ruck Future says, I looked up Wilson versus Hood River, which is the lawsuit he filed about that traffic stop, and while it looks like the case is still ongoing, it looks like it's just a series of failed or struck down motions by Wilson. It's some sort of civil complaint. I just looked at the PACER summary. I didn't open any of the attached documents. What's there, though, looks like the case isn't really going anywhere. I assumed not. They file a lot of lawsuits, him and other people in his organization, and they don't tend to go anywhere.
And I know we're going through a lot of crazy...
At least he isn't the AMC GME DMT dude. Hey, some of that guy's shit actually was kind of catchy. DRS. DRS. That shit was good, okay? It's terrible and cringe, but, like, kind of made me want to do this, so, like, I'll give him that.
Things right now in our nation. I try to ignore all of it, to be honest.
I'm very white, though, to be clear. My favorite genre of music is progressive rock. Rap is not my favorite, so I don't know how to judge its quality.
With you, and stay on the mental path of knowing that there's a lot of work to do, and regardless of all that is going on before us.
You said irregardless.
There's still
I know that's petty, but I gotta point it out. Irregardless. Not a word.
Things that are before people right now in their small communities where they're having to fight to get justice. And we're right there standing alongside of them. And
can you pull up the Crypto Woman rap as a cleanse? Excuse you, her name is Razzle Khan. Put respect on her name.
You can find out more about that, of course, in the Discord, because that's where we do all of our work together collectively, where everybody talks about their situations open and freely. And you may not see everything on this YouTube. You know, a lot of...
Okay, maybe we are talking about different people, Korax. We are probably thinking about different people. Who's the guy you're talking about? Guy who thinks DMT is Jesus oil and lets him see the future? That sounds up my alley of people to cover, doesn't it?
Channels, they put up the situation as far as windows getting broken out or getting arrested by claiming these people are SovCits, whatever the case may be. But they never pay attention to what goes on in the courts. They never pay attention to what's being filed in the civil courts.
Yeah, that's untrue. Plenty of people who cover sovereign citizens cover the court stuff all the time. Me and all the other people that cover sovereign citizens. It's a pretty even mix I've seen between side of the road stuff and courtroom stuff. Now, certain channels might focus more on the side of the road stuff and others on the courtroom stuff, but those are just their purviews. You can definitely see an equal amount online, maybe even more courtroom stuff than side of the road stuff, because these days, a lot of court stuff is broadcast for free online. In Michigan, at least, there's a lot of courts that will broadcast their court hearings on YouTube.
Or on the federal level, they only look at...
Sounds good, Corax. Thank you.
At what's going on with the illegal actions of the law enforcement as far as harm being...
I think he's mad the side of the road stuff goes viral more. Yeah, I guess I could see that. It's entertaining. I like the court stuff more, just because you know, there's only so many times you can see a window smash. I've seen it, you know. At least in court, there's usually an educated person there with, like, rhetorical training, the judge, who's able to talk to the people. Now, they don't usually get through to them, because of course they don't. These people are cracked. But, it's more interesting to see them argue against it, or even just ignore it.
Being brought forth against people who have not harmed anybody in and of itself. And that's what a crime is. We all know that traffic violations are not crimes, but that's not necessarily all that this is about. Again, this is going to be quick. What I'm trying to show you is a quick update on our traffic law reform. Of course, what we are doing, what we are doing is really moving forward in relation to that traffic law reform earlier. And
they want to make the actual law sovereign citizen shit, basically.
What I mean by that is we've already noticed that, of course, back in 2019 session in New Hampshire,
This is so funny. I watched this video earlier. So this is a bill that was introduced in some place. This is in New Hampshire. I don't know if it was in the full chamber it was introduced, or if this was just being debated in, like, chambers or something. But this is a bill with, let's see, it's a bill to try and get rid of registrations on vehicles. It's New Hampshire. New Hampshire has a lot of weird libertarian shit. To be clear, this didn't go anywhere. This was not voted on. This didn't, like, pass. But he's citing it as if it's real. Like, he may as well be reading an internet post. This isn't a law. You know what I mean? It's just something some crackpot state representative put forward. This isn't something that turned into a law.
House Bill 507 was introduced. This House bill, if you didn't know, passed on the lower level. It passed by 262 yays to 68 nays. Nonetheless, it passed on the lower level before moving up to where it died. Okay.
So you're admitting that it died and didn't go anywhere. So why are you citing it? The history of, like, bills is littered with potential bills that have died. They're irrelevant. They are of no legal weight. They didn't pass. They're not law. So why are you bringing this up?
It did not make it. But the point of what I'm trying to bring forth and across to you is the aspect that it was introduced. Now,
yes, there's crackpots everywhere. So?
What does this House bill speak of? You may be wondering. Well, let's go into it. The analysis is that this bill restates the right to travel and requires the Department of Safety to provide at no cost to all non-commercial automobile and non-commercial conveyance owners a decal. Excuse me. I'm over here messing up, y'all. And identification card that state the holder is exempt from registering his or her automobile or other private conveyance under the superior authority of RSA 382A, or, in other words, A or 9-109 of the Uniform Commercial Code, which provides exemption for non-taxable consumer goods and household goods. This bill also repeals requirements for certain travelers or drivers to acquire non-commercial driver's licenses. Do you understand the implications here? Okay.
The implications is people in New Hampshire are crackpots. Not enough that it got passed, but enough that it apparently was written.
Now, state of New Hampshire, in the year of our Lord 2019, an act relative to registration of commercial motor vehicles and operators' driver's licenses, be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives and the General Court convened. Number 1, statement of purpose. The General Court finds that the jurisdiction and authority of the Department of Safety is limited to only the commercial users of the public ways, and that the corporate state employees have, by their silence, failed to fully inform the sovereign people of this state that an automobile has been confirmed.
Are people in New Hampshire doing okay, by the way? Your legislature seems to have some crackpots in it.
By Chief Justice Grimes in 108 New Hampshire 386.
Is New Hampshire the state whose model? Yep, okay. Yep, live free or die. Oh boy.
to be, quote, private property, defined by current RSA 382A or 9-109 as, quote, household goods, unquote, and, quote, consumer goods, unquote, not for commercial use or for profit.
Toreador lives there. You doing okay?
Gain. Further, the courts have found that the corporate public servants who ignore their accountability as mandated in Article 8, New Hampshire Bill of Rights, have by their silence and failure to fully inform the sovereign people of the consequences arising from the corporate, quote, offer to contract, unquote, is deemed silent deception and inducement by fraud, as well as committing the tort of conversion when taking or seizing the certificate of origin in violation of the Fifth Amendment. Now, you may be saying, oh, this sounds like that sovereign cit shit, right?
Yeah.
Which a lot of these people will do.
It does. Just because it was written in this thing and submitted to the state, like, legislature doesn't make it not sovereign citizen shit. It is.
They will always come out and they will be like, oh, that's that sovereign citizen talk, but yet fail to realize that this is a bill that was actually passed on the lower level, indicating that the lower level of people, the majority of people.
Why does he think that the majority of people, like, I don't know how the New Hampshire legislature works, so I don't know what he means by the lower level. Like, I don't know if they're a bicameral legislature or something, and they have, like, a bottom thing and a top. I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But the fact that he's saying a majority of people agreed with this, I don't know. New Hampshire's probably full of crackpots. But even then, I don't think a majority of people are necessarily against having driver's licenses. That's what I find so weird. Do they not understand they're in the minority on this?
Feel the same way that this bill does as it is introduced. Now, there are aspects within this bill that have been stricken from being introduced. Okay, so it's not like everything in here is just, oh no, it's all good. You can see things have been stricken. But though that means if it's been stricken, that they further reviewed it even more, which means that everything that is not stricken is truly how they feel in and of itself. Am I right or wrong? If you
No, what? Just because people in the legislature put this forward doesn't mean this is the, like, collective opinion of everyone in the legislature.
feel the same way, maybe put a one
And it certainly wasn't, because they didn't pass it.
in the chat. You dig what I'm talking about? So, from the Fifth Amendment. 2, right to travel. RSA 26140 is repealed and reenacted to read as follows. For the purposes of this section, A, automobile and motorcycle means any self-propelled conveyance used.
We can move on from that. He basically just goes on and reads the rest of it and acts as though it has any kind of force when it obviously doesn't. So we can move on. Let's check out this video.
Go ahead and roll the window down.
I would prefer not.
All the way down.
I have enough room to speak to you.
Okay, go ahead and roll the window down.
I'm going to speak to you like it is.
Okay. Your driver's license, proof of insurance, please.
Have I committed a crime?
Yes.
What crime have
Your
I
license
committed?
plates are invalid
How are they invalid?
because they are not registered.
Am I in commercial property?
Okay, here's the thing. We're not going to do this, okay? So.
Oh, he's already over it. Okay. Alright, he doesn't quite have the patience of the previous cop.
So there's one of two things that can happen. You can leave with a couple citations, or you can go to jail. So it's up to you how you want to do this. Okay, we're not going to play the sovereign citizen game.
I'm not playing a sovereign citizen.
Okay, I need you.
You certainly are. I know you don't think you are, but you really are.
Driver's license, proof of insurance.
What crime have
I need your driver's license, proof of insurance, please.
What crime have I committed?
I'm going to ask you one more time, and I'm going to pull you out of the vehicle.
Unless you identify the crime,
503 stand up. Go and start me another unit.
send a sheriff with them.
Nope.
send a sheriff.
Okay, here's what's
They're so obsessed with the whole constitutional sheriff thing.
gonna happen. You're gonna go
This is Texas. Yep, that'll do it.
ahead and give me your license, or I'm gonna break your window and pull you out of the vehicle. Okay?
Oh, that's gonna
Okay. 503 Central, be advised, gonna be a sovereign citizen.
He said the thing. Oh, there's the smashing gloves.
So you want me to unlock the vehicle and go?
I want you to unlock the vehicle and go and step out of the vehicle.
That's what he's telling you to do. If I do not unlock the vehicle and step out of the vehicle, he's going to break the window. What crime have I committed?
I'm not gonna tell you again. You have unregistered license plates. You're operating a motor vehicle, unregistered.
Pummel Homestead says, my uncle was a Texas sheriff. You do not want the Texas sheriff. Well, a lot of them believe that the county sheriff is the highest authority in the county, and they think that the sheriff is on their side a lot of the time.
On state property.
They generally aren't. There are a few crackpot sheriffs in, like, certain small areas, but, you know, not most of them. At least not crackpot in terms of the SovCit stuff.
So go ahead and exit the vehicle. I'm going to break your window. Okay?
Did he just say the thing? I didn't hear it.
You have unregistered license plates. You're operating a motor vehicle, unregistered, on state property. So go ahead and exit the vehicle. I'm going to break your window. Okay?
Alright, well then get ready to call me.
Okay, go and step out of the vehicle.
Because I'm getting...
Go and step out of the vehicle.
I'm already out.
Go and step out of the vehicle.
You just said not to let him break the window, my love. I did not let him break the window.
There you go. The boyfriend didn't want his window broken, so she opened it.
Yep, I'm being arrested, my love. Unregistered plates.
And failure identity.
The use of my love.
Identify.
So
They're arresting me, my love! They need to read me my Miranda rights, my love!
Identify and unregistered
Like that SNL bit where they used to just call everyone lover.
plates.
Let's go to the front of my vehicle, please. Spread your legs. You have anything on you that's gonna hurt me, poke and stick me? Any kind of ID on you at all?
There's one in my pocket.
Did you? Well, it's gonna be towed now.
That's the one I called you about.
No, I've got like
Oh, did you?
No, I called you chief about this one the other day.
Okay, well, it's gonna get towed. Five with you, Central. Show one detained.
10-4-1 detained.
So you'd rather go to jail over a couple citations? Did ya?
Some spice?
I know they find her paperwork, and it's pretty funny. They mock her paperwork.
Open containers. Some spice? I hung up on her husband. I was like, click.
Nice. Well, she's gonna go to jail, failure to identify.
Is that what she wasn't telling you who she was?
Yeah. She did, what crime did I commit? Oh, there's her paperwork. What's up, bro? I'm about to take this girl to jail. Failure to identify. She's a sovereign citizen. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was really stupid of her to have that. Like, I didn't even think she was necessarily drinking. It looks like she was, like, keeping the empties or something back in the six-pack. But, like, that breaks open container laws. Get that shit in your trunk. What are you doing?
School. Alright, bro. No, bye. Yeah, see, this is her affidavit of status. That's what she hands to cops and says, "This is who I am." Well, that doesn't work. Sorry.
I'm a woman over the age of consent, sound mind, creation of God, Almighty, follower God's firm words. I'm a woman, genetic material, or property. I'm Irish setter canine.
I'm gonna go run this 28. I've got the VIN at least. You got a knife right there by your leg.
Yeah, because you got this. I'm not like a rifle.
Oh, I haven't got that far yet.
Look in the back seat.
Oh, I know Fergie from the A. That's why I was saying it was a stupid thing of her to do. Like, she's breaking the law. I'm just trying to express I don't think she was drunk. No, they were actual beer bottles.
No, I'm gonna talk to him later tonight. Let him know. Dude, I was like, there's no
Miller Lite, I think.
way that I saw what I saw. Is she really?
Yeah, right off Ashton Chief. I told her. It's right.
I'm not sure if they talk at all in the car, but we can find
Read
out.
the front. Want to read out to the front?
Yeah. Pull you out. I was like, I'm really tempted to.
Oh, yeah. I say and pound the shit out. It's insured by Geico. Yeah.
God, I wish
Vehicle,
it wasn't
which
so
is
windy.
what this is.
It's not a motor vehicle
It
by
is, though.
definition.
It is a motor vehicle.
Travel freely
I
across
assume this is the boyfriend.
this country of ours.
Right. Without impedance.
On horseback or on foot. When you bring a motor vehicle into it, which is what this is.
It's not a motor vehicle
It
by
is, though.
definition. If you pull up your statutes, the state statutes.
I pull up my penal code and it tells me what it is.
Right.
Which is set forth by the state of Texas. Whenever she signs the back of this, her signature is right there.
Just a Peach says she was supposedly taking the bottles to the trash, which is weird that not to just walk them over. A lot of Americans are allergic to walking. Like, people will literally drive their cars to the end of their driveway to pick up their mail. We're very car-brained.
She entered into a civil contract with the state of Kansas saying that she's going to obey all traffic laws. Whether she likes them or not, she's going to obey every single traffic law. She's now broken that by traveling the way she's traveling.
So, is motor vehicle code? Is it law?
It is.
Or is it a statute?
No, it's a law.
It's a law. So, but a crime, by definition, a crime is if I hurt you or your property.
No.
That's a crime.
No, there's other crimes.
So when
there's getting ready, I'll let you guys know. There's getting ready to be.
So if she had a pound of meth in there, and I arrest her for that, who's going to be a victim on that? It's called the state of Texas. The state of Texas is going to be the victim on all traffic violations. Okay, so the victim here is whether it's a society, an individual, or a company. There's a victim. The victim in this case is going to be the state of Texas. The state of Texas says that you are supposed to travel with front and rear license plates that's registered to that individual. She has none of those.
If I own this.
No. To be clear, she did not have meth. It was a hypothetical. She did not have meth. He was saying if she had meth. It's a hypothetical, to be clear.
Okay. I've got a copy of the title.
That's fine.
From Washington.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, we've got insurance on it. I keep insurance on it, and insurance doesn't say I have to have my truck registered if it's a private car.
Okay.
A private.
I'm not the insurance police, though.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey, what's your name again? Sorry,
It's Wesley.
Tanner.
Wesley.
So, hey Wesley.
Tanner.
Tanner. So, I was a paratrooper in the Army. So, were you at Lejeune or Pendleton?
I was Pendleton.
Pendleton. Okay.
Pendleton and Albany.
I got a
Georgia.
couple buddies in the Army I have a couple buddies in the Marines, so I understand you there. I can't say what he's going to do with her on the arrest. I am trying to help you get your truck back to where it was at without getting it towed.
Okay.
So, he's trying, like, you got insurance. If you can prove insurance, he's probably more than likely, because you got to inventory everything, because we have to sit here, write everything down, because if one thing's missing, you say, well, I had a $1 million knife in there, and it's gone, well, now you're suing him for $1 million knife. So, a lot of paperwork. But, if you got insurance, they'll probably let you drive it, but if you do get seen again, you're probably going to get it towed again. I can't tell you what he's going to do with his wife, because she did break the law by not identifying herself, by not doing these things. But I'm just trying to help you get your truck back, because I know you're saying...
I'm not going to argue with you about the stuff.
Okay. So here's what we'll do.
We'll take it up to the judge.
Here's what we'll do, okay? If you can get me a copy of your insurance that says as of today's date, which is the 7th day of November, as long as it's got insurance, I'll let you take the vehicle. I won't tow it for you, okay? I am going to take your plates, these little private plates. They're going to go with me, which means she's now going to have a vehicle that doesn't have any kind of license plates on it at all. So that means the minute that she gets onto any kind of highway that's not your personal private property, there's a chance that she's going to get stopped again, and possibly at that point it will be impounded. I'm not going to do that today. Okay? I'll work with you on that. I get it. Okay? You've been cooperative with me. You've not given me any issues, and I appreciate that. Okay? Like I said, I'm going to take the tags. I'll let you, as long as you can prove that there's insurance on the vehicle, I'll let you go ahead and do that. So if you'll do that, I'm going to do a couple more things over here.
Is it okay if I drive the tractor over here to you?
You're actually not supposed to have them on this. There's actually a sign on each end that says that you can't have.
It's a local. It's a local to unload.
Yeah, if you'll just I'll tell you what, if you'll pull in.
Said no. Don't do.
Parking lot right here.
Jesus Christ, why are they like this?
Work.
Alright, we can move on.
I'm not your boy, all right?
You want to be?
Contrail Grigsby, case number SP1683392. SP1683393, counts 1 and counts 2.
Adventures in .net so says so are the open containers an inventory, or do they become a violation and would not have been found without inventorying searching? It's an additional violation, I believe. They are, if they find things while they are inventorying your vehicle that are illegal, they are allowed to use them, I believe.
Appearance.
Like if you had illegal drugs or a gun that wasn't registered, I do believe that you can get in trouble for that.
On the record, please. For the record, please. Mr. Grigsby.
Oh, that's Barry Jr.
I don't believe that's, Mr. Barry, I don't believe that's necessary. I don't know, Mr. Grigsby, do you want representation or no?
No, sir.
State your name for the record, please.
Special appearance. Contrail Grigsby.
Okay, good morning to you, sir. Today is the day and time set for a final pretrial. Where is Miss Harris? Miss Snyder. Miss Snyder, are you here? For a jury trial tomorrow.
I'm going to skip around on this one because the sovereign citizen doesn't talk for a lot of it.
You may.
Since the last time we spoke, you told me to just bring all my paperwork down there. I wanted to see that you receive it. I had brought it down to the courtroom.
I don't really know if it's been necessary.
Thanks, Lady Ann.
Necessary. I also told everybody that all parties need to appear in this. Their whole Valentine is here. So no, I didn't get any of your paperwork that I have at the moment. Do you have contract, Richard? No. And what should I expect to see in that or read in that paperwork?
Should I brought my fee schedule down there.
That's, they basically say to the court, every minute of my time, you owe me 10,000 gold doubloons, or whatever. It's nonsense. They think they can charge the court for their time. You cannot. They're part of the government. If they tell you to show up, you gotta show up, and they don't have to pay you.
I'm writing me an affidavit, conditional acceptance.
No, the fee schedule thing has never worked, but some of them use it to justify filing false liens on people's property, which, hey, is a felony, so it doesn't usually end well for them.
I brought a few things down there, and I had sent them. All right.
Go ahead.
I had last time we talked. You had gave me a lady's email address, and I also sent all the paperwork to her email address.
That's probably the court. Officer Steve, good morning to you. Can you, we're on the record with Mr. Grigsby. Can you state your name, department and badge number, please?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Officer Vinal.
All right, then they talk to the cop.
that you're saying that Mr. Grigsby told you that the vehicle did not have valid registration. Go ahead, Mr. Grigsby, if you want to say more.
Yes. According to
Let me swear you in. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Raise your right hand, please.
I guess.
I want to.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
As long as I'm not giving up any of my my rights.
Then plead the fifth. If there's a question that you think the answer would be incriminating, plead the fifth. That's fine. You don't need to say that.
No, you're not giving. You're just swearing to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, cool.
Does that count as swearing in? Do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Cool. Close enough. We did it.
Say yes or no.
And as long as y'all know I'm in special appearance.
Shut up. Say yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Say you, say me.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, or nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. According to Michigan law, I'm only supposed to have my license or anything, license, registration, or insurance if I'm doing commerce, and I'm not doing.
Oh, he's bad at it too. It's gotten to the point where I judge them not only because all this is bullshit, but they're bad at performing it. If you're gonna fall for a scam and buy a scam script, at least practice it and perform it with some charisma. Fuck.
Anything. I was just traveling. I wasn't as I told the officer, I was traveling. I'm only supposed to have a driver's license if I'm like making money or doing anything. I wasn't in, like I told him. Same thing I'm telling you.
So you're not disputing the fact that you're not disputing the fact that you didn't have plates on the vehicle, proper registration for the vehicle.
I'm disputing the fact.
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a yes or no question.
I'm asking you a question that is.
No, you don't ask questions. I ask the questions.
Well.
So is it? Mutual advice, please. Did you tell the officer that you didn't have any plates on the vehicle?
I don't recall what I told the officer.
Okay, well, he seems to recall very well. Is there anything further?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Michigan code. As I sent to you, I brung down there and
you're testifying.
I emailed the lady. Michigan code says that I do not need to register my vehicle. I do not need.
I promise you, as a Michigan resident, it says the opposite of that. It says the opposite. We have to register our vehicles. We need insurance. We need licenses. We don't do vehicle inspections. A lot of states do vehicle inspections. Michigan doesn't. But everything else is required, just like most other states.
Need to have a license unless I'm.
The judge has a terrible microphone. Yeah, a lot of the courts do, unfortunately. Their tech is not cutting edge. A lot of it's quite old.
And I'm acting in commerce, and I was not acting in commerce as I told the officer plenty of times. I'm not acting in commerce, so I don't need a license or I don't need to register anything.
Yeah, that would go in tinfoil, Harold Elberman. Any alt health stuff would go in tinfoil unless it's alt health stuff that is specifically a multi-level marketing thing, in which case it would go in the MLM channel.
All right.
Michigan.
Is that it?
Oh, no. And I sent you my conditional acceptance twice. I sent you all of my paperwork.
I'll let you put it on the record. So I'll let you put it on the record. Is that it?
Yeah, I want to put all my paperwork on the record. Did you receive it?
No, I told you I didn't.
Well, I don't know how. I got the.
But in this case, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't have to find you responsible. $145. When can you pay?
I'm not paying it.
Don't say that to the judge. Don't say that to the judge. That's a bad call. Contempt of court. What are you doing?
All right, bye. Have a great day, sir.
Yeah, y'all
Bench warrant.
will be hearing from me. You'll be hearing from me, my boy.
$145.
It is.
I'm not your boy, all right?
You want to be.
I'm not your boy, okay? So don't say too much more, sir. I'm just saying you're free to leave. Have a very good day. All right. Officer Valentin, you have a very good day. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much, and to your staff as well. Have a great day.
You as well. Quishan.
Wow, that guy's fucked. Oh, Chili's at the ICE protests in LA. I didn't want to show much of this because it's obnoxious, and of course he's just being a provocateur. But I did find this section to be very chilly, so let's check this out.
Of police, and those policies, procedures, and protocols will take somebody who was in the military for 4 or 8 years, they get out of the military and they sign up to be a copper, and then they follow this rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that are brutal, inhumane, and barbaric. And that's my issue. So, you know, Judge Zimmerman, who put me in jail last year, said, oh, you hate all police and
he's not wearing his Power Ranger costume.
You want to get arrested. Actually, that's not true. I don't hate all people, and I don't want to get arrested. I wanted to sue her for defamation, but I can't, so.
That pesky law.
Hang on, let me fix something real quick. Find my position. And I disagree with women being police officers in the field because when you've watched enough videos, you see that the women officers often escalate things and bring it to violence. And also when a woman on the field shrieks or screams, it causes the men who are police to act in a very chivalrous, tyrannical, authoritative, jackboot thug pig way.
Where do you even begin with that? You know, where do you even start to try and unpack that bunch of fucking misogynistic creep-ass bullshit? Marcus Drake with 100 bits says, context for people who might be confused about the judge's reaction. Boy used to be a common way of demeaningly referring to grown black men, and a lot of us still get prickly about being called boy under any circumstance, understandably.
Hey, and so I just wanted to clarify my position. We're coming up on the protest now.
Alright, I didn't want to watch any more than that. I just found it interesting that in everything going on, he still felt the need to be a weird, misogynistic creep. So that's fun.
Hello there.
This is the guy from the Sovereign Citizen Convention that keeps talking about dicks.
My name is Brandon. This is my brand. And today, I am going to teach you how...
He's in the mentality that swearing is funny. Like he's 12. Swearing can be funny in specific contexts, but usually that's more about the juxtaposition of the swearing where in a situation where it doesn't belong, not the swearing itself. And he seems to think it's the swearing itself it's funny, and it's not.
How to have infinite money in less than 10 minutes. Let's get started.
Oh man, it's almost like this is going to be bullshit, because if this was true, the entire economy would collapse. Weird.
So first and foremost, we need to figure out what is money. Well, everyone thinks they know what money is. They think it's those green things in their pocket, but it's definitely not. I'm going to prove.
I can use it to buy goods and services. So it is, colloquially, regardless of what specific definition you pull out. It is currency. It can be used to buy goods and services and service debts.
Give it to you and explain the whole thing to you. So let's start off at Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. It says, no state shall, and then it says a whole bunch of things, but one of the things it says in here is, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. Now we look up money in Black's Law Dictionary, and we've got, and you.
This is the old edition. This, I think, is 4th edition that he's showing, which is almost 100 years old. Sovereign citizens will do this constantly. They just ignore actual laws. And instead will go to Black's Law Dictionary.
Usual and ordinary acceptation. It means
out-of-date versions.
Gold, silver, or paper money used as a circulating medium of exchange. Now, this part is really the most important part, right? And does not embrace notes, bonds, evidences of debt, or other personal or real estate.
Yeah, that's an old definition from before we went off the gold and silver standard. We did that, though, so the definition is different.
Now, keep in mind on that one, because we're going to be getting into some...
They use the old version because it's in the public domain. Not just that, but it also allows them to think that that's the truth, right? A lot of it's outdated phrasing, and they'll use that outdated phrasing to justify all sorts of insane and incorrect legal theories.
Excitement here now. Now, check it out on here. Federal Reserve Note.
Again, yep, but you use it to buy goods and services. It's money. It's currency.
Wait a second. The definition of money says it does not embrace notes. Interesting. Well, if these bad boys ain't money, what in the hell are they? Well, the answer comes from the Uniform Commercial Code, Article 3, Section 104, which we're going to talk about more. And they're actually called negotiable instruments. So instrument basically means like any document or contract or deed or security.
It's not worth anything? That's crazy, because I can take it places and get things with it, so it is worth something.
Negotiable means transferable. So this is actually a security, essentially, or a promissory note that I can transfer to you, and then you will now be able to possess that value, right? Now, they break down, UCC 3, Article 3, is the section that's all about negotiable instruments, all about our money supply that we have. All the information on that can be found in UCC Article 3, which we'll be talking about a lot. Now, they define negotiable instruments as only two things: an unconditional promise to pay or an unconditional order to pay a fixed amount of money, blah, 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 blah. We're going to be talking a lot about this. This is all how infinite money really works. So we have, like I said there, negotiable instruments, unconditional promise to pay or an unconditional order to pay, right? Now, there's two different terms that you're going to see, and we're going to break all these terms down, right? You can see right here, this is from the Bill of Exchange Act of 1882. There's two different terms. Bill.
Guys, it's only 143 years out of date. Surely this still applies in the exact same way, right? Laws don't change in 143 years.
Means bill of exchange, and note means promissory note, right? So the unconditional order to pay is a bill. You get bills in the mail. We're going to cover that in just a second. That's an unconditional order to pay, and then you have the unconditional promise to pay. So here's just a random bill. We've got down here, it's an unconditional order to pay. It says billing date. What is bill a shortening for? It's a shortening for bill of exchange.
Oh, he's doing the same thing that other guy did, where, oh my god, is he gonna try and do the thing where you cash the bill as a check? That's so funny. That doesn't work.
What is a bill of exchange?
Is this a TikTok guy? No, he does YouTube. I mean, maybe he's on TikTok, but this isn't a TikTok video because it doesn't have the little TikTok watermark.
It's a negotiable instrument. What is a Federal Reserve note?
This is on YouTube.
It's also a negotiable instrument. You start.
Please stop making that noise with your mouth.
Starting to see where we're going with this? Now, this is truly fascinating because anybody who may deny this, which I don't think they will, because very few people have the capacity to actually understand a lot of this stuff.
He's just a super genius. Don't you understand? It's not that he's wrong. Other people just don't have the capacity to understand his big boy brain.
In UCC Article 3, Section 102, it's talking about all of UCC Article 3, which is only about negotiable instruments. It literally says, this article applies to negotiable instruments. It does not apply to money. This is not a conspiracy theory, bro. So I've already shown you what a bill of exchange or bill looks like, but you get them in the mail and you hate them. So you know what those look like, your utility bills. Those are all bills of exchange. They're all negotiable instruments, just like these bad boys. And I'm going to teach you what that means. This is a promissory note. All mortgages, all bank notes, whenever you sign for a loan for a car, a loan for a business loan, it's a promissory note. So this note, the actual physical piece of paper, that you're going to get and sign, this note basically is a negotiable instrument. Now,
Right, but it's that because it's tied to your promise to pay. The piece of paper itself is just a piece of paper. It's what the piece of paper represents that makes it worth money and can be bundled into things like bonds that can then be sold on the open market.
you ask yourself, what does it need to be in order to be a negotiable instrument? Well, it has to be either an unconditional promise to pay, which is a promissory note, or order to pay, which is a bill of exchange. It has to be signed, and it has to be written. Those are the three things it has to have in order to be considered a negotiable instrument. Everyone believes that when you're getting a loan, the bank gives you other people's money that's already in the bank at interest. But
I mean, you get some sort of money that is then owed back to the bank. It's from their funds that are certainly funds that they get from other people, but whatever.
The United States Code Section 83 says that general prohibition, no national bank shall make any loan or discount on the security or shares of its own capital stock. So how does the bank give you money? Discount on the security or shares of its own capital stock.
It says that you can't get loans for their own stock. It doesn't say they can't give loans.
No national bank shall make any loan or discount on the security or shares of its own capital stock. So how does the bank give you money?
Oh, is this the part where they funnel money from the Fed that Kataspinda gets, like, freaked out about?
So the way the bank gives you money comes from the Federal Reserve Act section.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve will give money to the bank, and then the bank gives money to you, and then you owe money to the bank, and the bank owes money to the Federal Reserve. That's why rates being set by the Fed are important, because it sets, like, the bar for all the banks who are borrowing money from the Fed.
Section 16, Part 2, it's called Note Issues, but it's also found in the United States Code at Article 12, United States Code, Section 412. So the way it works is they tell you right here, you can make an application. Such application shall be accompanied with a tender, meaning giving somebody something or offering somebody something, to the Federal Reserve agent of collateral an amount equal to the sum of the Federal Reserve notes that's applied for and issued, blah, 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 blah. So it's saying if you want to
Amber says, it often feels like SovCits don't understand what a social construct is. Even if all this were true and all money was de jure invalid, it wouldn't matter. Social constructs operate on a de facto basis. If we behave like it's real, then it is regardless of if it were official or whatever. I agree. They tend to, like, reify or concretize concepts to the point where they are completely inflexible, and that's not how society functions. Fennikagami says, my guy, money is the debt that the Treasury owes you, or that the Treasury owns you. Bills are debt you own someone. Oh, it's supposed to be own. Oh, you mean owe someone else. You're trading the government's debt to the people you owe money to. That's what our economy is, trading debt back and forth.
Apply for notes.
They think that's fake, though.
To give us some sort of something in exchange, right? The collateral security thus offered, meaning what you're going to give in exchange for the Federal Reserve notes, shall be notes, drafts, bills of exchange, acceptances, blah, 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 and other things, right? So what they're doing is they're taking, you're endorsing, which means releasing, which we're going to get into in a second, which is the most important part of all this. Your signature is where all the power is. Once you sign it, what are the three things it has to have? Unconditional promise or order, unconditional promise to pay or order to pay, written and signed. That third part is when they slide the mortgage documents across the table and they say, sign here, sir. You are the one who's about ready to take that third one and bring that in.
It's mostly initials rather than signing on mortgage documents. It's a lot of initialing.
To exist. So the collateral security that they're going to give the Federal Reserve in exchange for the Federal Reserve notes when they write that application for notes is the negotiable instruments that you just created with your signature. The promises to pay or the bills of exchange, the orders to pay. You can actually, the way in which you sign things is where all the magic happens, and we're going to start to get into that right now.
It isn't.
Now, it's called endorsements. There's two different ways to spell it, though. It's a lot more than what people think, so we're going to get into it now. So when you get into negotiable instruments and the creation of negotiable instruments, in my opinion, the most important part of all is the way that you sign. Now, the word sign and the word...
You can either sign it or not. There's no special way to sign. Either you endorse it and agree to the terms, or you don't. There's no special thing you can sign that gives you special rights.
Endorse, when it comes to a financial instrument, mean the same thing. You can actually take this word endorsement, I-N-D-O-R-S-E-M-N-T, which is how they spell it in UCC3, which we're going to cover. You can take that word and replace the word signature in your mind with the word endorsement, and your life will change forever. And the reason why is what I'm going to tell you right now. So what everyone is doing on the whole planet all the time with these negotiable instruments when they sign them, they're doing what's called a blank endorsement. If an endorsement is made by the holder of an instrument and it is not special endorsed, right? So what exactly is a blank endorsement? A blank endorsement means that it's payable to bearer, payable to whoever has it. It does not state a payee. It doesn't say who it's supposed to be paid for. It's a blank check.
No, it's not. I wondered if this was what he was getting at. This is cracked even by sovereign citizen standards. I've seen a few sovereign citizens do this, but it always is catastrophic for them. Basically, they try to take their bills and cash them like checks. Do I need to explain why that's a bad idea? Do I need to explain why attempting to do check fraud, like not even really check fraud, do I need to explain why trying to commit fraud upon a bank is a bad idea? I think you're all adults and probably understand why that's not a good thing.
When you just sign and you don't say who the proceeds of this swap, the security swap, is supposed to go to, and you don't write the specifics in the endorsement, it does not state a payee. It's payable to whoever wants it, and the financial institutions take it as a gift. They're like, basically the way they look at it is you just abandoned that security. Now what they do is they put a special endorsement on it. They claim the security, and then they go to the Federal Reserve window and write an application for notes with the security that they just very cleverly had you donate. Oh, no, we didn't steal it. You just kind of donated it to us. Then they get the money from that, and then they loan you your own money back at interest. Now, I had my...
It's not your own money. It is money from the Federal Reserve that the bank has to pay back. They are now out that money and need to pay it back, and they're going to pay it back, at least in part, through the money that you give them for the loan that they are servicing for you. Now, all of these things are in one big pot, so it's not one-to-one that all your money is going to yours, but the money that the bank has, including the income they make from your loan payments, is going to repay the Federal Reserve. This is not hard to understand. I'm a dipshit, and I vaguely get it. Like, how do they not get it?
People go out and do some digging, get hold of some of their mortgage loans and stuff like that. We started taking a look, and we started finding these endorsements on the thing. These are special endorsements. Paid to the order of, without recourse. It's got the name. So they're putting on here where the proceeds of this negotiable instrument are supposed to go to. It's just like a check. Paid to the order of on a check. Where are these funds going? They're claiming the value of this thing and getting it ready to swap it with the Federal Reserve. Look, paid to the order of, and then it has the name on there, by, and that's when they sign it right here. So this is a very specific thing. What is without recourse? We need to cover. So in financial transactions, the word without recourse disclaim any liability to the subsequent holder of a financial instrument. So they're just saying like, hey, if this doesn't work, or you don't cash this, or this something happened to this, you can't come back and get it. Here's another example that we found. I'm going to show you one more after this. And here's the last example. I'm running out of time now, so I'm going to explain this to you. So you can do this yourself on your bills of exchange and your promissory notes. You can write without recourse, pay to the order of, your name in all capital letters, by, sign there, and then below there put your name. And you're saying, guys, I'm giving you this instrument, but I'm not donating it to you. You're allowed to go to the Federal Reserve window, bring back those funds, put those funds on my account, and it zeroes out the whole account, and you can give them the interest as a payment to do the swap for you. A lot of places won't do it. You have to litigate to get this done, but I wanted to show you guys this in less than 10 minutes.
If you try and litigate with your mortgage provider, they're going to back out on that mortgage like that. You're insane if you think they're going to fucking litigate with you over this nonsense. They're just going to ban you from the bank. Not service your loan.
I'm running out of time. A lot of information on my website. It's all totally free. Everyone should be doing this. It's awesome.
What a fucking idiot. Like, even if this is how society worked, which it isn't, doesn't he understand that, like, this would break down our financial system if this is how it worked? Oh, he's got another one on not paying taxes. I'm sure that's going to be very illegal. Before we get into that, I have to go use the bathroom real quick. Reminder that there's still 2 days, I believe, left on the 30% off 5 gift subs or more. So if you like the show and want to support it, consider gifting subs. Fenekagami says, imagine Chili watching that video of the Australian lady reporter getting shot by a cop who calmly turned to her, raised his gun and fired, and thinking cops are in any way chivalrous. She's fine, by the way, and currently pulling a "there's no war in Ba Sing Se" bit about the police brutality. And sorry about my grammatical errors earlier. You're fine. Is she really? What the fuck? Alright, while I'm gone, Cher will tell you about, the Daleks in Color, which I'm just gonna be honest, is an experiment on how not to edit old stuff to feel like new stuff. Boy, is it fucking bad. Be right back. I've returned! Alright, here's this video about taxes. Does Spiro make you want pickles? Yes, it makes you crave salt.
Brandon, and this is my brand, and I am going to be teaching you guys today in less than 10 minutes how to legally never pay taxes again. I'll try to cover as much as I can in this
The secret ingredient is crime.
video, but I'm going to have a free course down below that you can sign up for. It's going to be completely free. Absolutely. I don't even want your fucking money, so don't even try to give it to me. So let's get rolling. So it's actually pretty simple. If you look at the United States Code, you can see that it's divided into different titles. Title 1, Title 2, and there's all these different things. And you can look all this up on the internet. You don't need to be a lawyer. You'd be fucking retarded. It's okay. Not a problem.
Strike one.
Okay. So the first spot we're going to go is 28 United States Code 3002. So you can see here the 28 is the Title 28, which is from the last thing I just showed you. The body that we're looking at is the United States Code. That's a section symbol, and then that's the section number, 3002. So it's like 28 USC 3002. You can just type that into Google without typing in the little S symbol or anything else, and this will pop right up. It's really easy. Now in 28 USC 3002, you're going to scroll down to subsection 15, and you're going to see here, United States means a federal corporation.
It doesn't mean corporation in the way that you're thinking. It doesn't mean a private for-profit corporation. States can be incorporated. Towns become incorporated. A lot of this comes down to them not understanding that there's colloquial definitions of things and there are legal definitions of things, and those legal definitions can change depending on the context in which they are being used. It confuses them deeply.
What?
He also does skip the other two definitions, seemingly, which is kind of funny.
Okay, now we're going to find out where is that corporation located. We're going to go to a different body of law called the Uniform Commercial Code, otherwise known as the UCC. We're going to go to 9-307. So just like it goes by titles in the United States Code, in the Uniform Commercial Code, it goes by...
The talk of salt made me crave salt, so I'm cracking open my emergency bag of Jimmy John's salt and vinegar chips. This isn't a sponsorship, but I do like Jimmy John's, unfortunately. Their prices have gotten absurd. Their prices at Jimmy John's are fucking insane now. But their chips are good.
Articles. So Article 9 is sort of like the 9th section, and then the subsection within that article is 307. And we're going to scroll down to Section H in this section. Location of United States.
It's all right. It's just purple. I have plenty of salty chips. I'm good. Thank you.
United States is located in the District of Columbia. Well, goddamn. So wait a second there, Brandon. You mean to tell me that the United States is a corporation that is physically located in the District of Columbia? Yep. All right, next one we're going to look at is 42 United States Code, Section 9102. We're going to scroll down to subsection 18. We're going to look at the definition of United States citizen. Means A, an individual who is a citizen of the United States by law, birth, or naturalization. Now don't forget, definition of United States is a federal corporation.
No, it's the country as a whole.
Located in the District of Columbia.
Nope, that's not how it's being used here. Fun fact. Maybe if you read the other definitions, it would make it clearer.
So you got to look here. You got by law, by birth, or by naturalization. Law is by contract, birth, whatever, because you're going to change your nationality based off where you currently live. Naturalization. That's the big boy. That's the big one. Oh, gonna change your life, brother. Now, what in tarnation is naturalization? We gonna head over to 8 U.S.C. 1101. Let's go.
The terms, I've explained this before, something sovereign citizens ignore. Different codes might have definitions of specific words within that code. That doesn't mean that that definition for that word holds for every other code. That's why they're defining it within this code, because it applies to this specific section. It doesn't mean it's universal. A lot of definitions get written because the law is complicated and requires nuance, so making sure that the word is defined within this specific code and how they are using it is important. It doesn't make it universal.
8 U.S.C. 1101, subsection A23. Here's where the magic happens. The term naturalization means the conferring of nationality of a state upon a person after birth by any means whatsoever. Now we're going to head over to my website. We're going to find out conferring of a state. What the hell does that mean? What's conferring of a state? Well, you look in Black's Law Dictionary, in its largest sense, a state is a body politic or society of men. What the hell is that?
What do you mean, what the hell is that?
Body politic, state or nation, or public associations. Okay, it's kind of circular.
No, I think people pretty much understand.
Society, an association or company of persons, generally unincorporated, united together by mutual consent in order to deliberate, determine, and act jointly for some common purpose. In a wider sense, the community or public, the people in general. Okay. Now, I did some digging, and I found out that the word state and the word nation basically mean the same thing. So I went around and I was like, I'm trying to find something more clear on what this actually means, right? And I found this definition from a court case, which is awesome.
It's like they think they can semantic the law away.
Definition of nation or state, body politic, or the other words that we were talking about earlier, right? An independent body politic, a society of men united together for the purpose of promoting their mutual safety and advantage by the joint efforts of their combined strength. But every combination of men who govern themselves independently of all others will not be considered a nation. A body of pirates, for example, who govern themselves are not a nation. To constitute a nation, another ingredient is required. The body thus formed must respect other nations in general and each of their members in particular. Such a society has her affairs and her interests. She deliberates and takes resolutions in common, thus becoming a moral person who possesses an understanding and will peculiar to herself and is susceptible of obligations and rights. So it's sort of like a nation or a state is basically a bunch of people who operate together and have good tranquility and operation within themselves, and then they have good diplomatic relations outside of themselves as well. And if you look really deep on this, location...
Is he going to try and say the universe, or rather the United States isn't copacetic, therefore it's not a nation and none of this applies?
Nation and territory has nothing to do with nation. Nation is just an idea or a culture, and I can prove it. If we head to the Passport Foreign Affairs Manual,
Reminder that this is also he doesn't have to pay taxes, or so he thinks.
we type in 8FAM505.2, we're going to scroll down and we're going to find out what the passport, the Department of State, has to say about this. So when you look up an ambassador at large, which is the endorsement number 11 on the passport system, which I get into a lot in a lot of my material in the free course and stuff like that, it says here, the bearer is an ambassador at large for title. And then it gives an example, ambassador at large for global women's issues. Global women's issues is not a location, it's a nation, which is a body of people who operate in a certain way and they have good tranquility internally and externally. So a nation is just an idea.
Amber says a nation and a state are not the same. A nation is a cultural group. The Iroquois have a nation. A state is a government with sovereignty. The Iroquois do not have a state. A nation-state is considered a distinct political community with a shared culture that also maintains its own sovereignty.
Idea, right? The United Nations is in itself a nation, technically, because a nation is
not in the way that's colloquially used.
In a location, right? So your buddies on the internet that you play video games with, that's a nation. Your family,
you get a nation and you get a nation,
is a nation. Your work is a nation. These are all independent nations by definition in the...
No, they're really not. You're stretching it to the point where you're no longer within the purview of what the definition was even trying to mean. So you're wrong.
Legal world. So a U.S. citizen is somebody who has conferred the nationality of the state called United States, which is located in the District of Columbia, upon themselves after birth by any means whatsoever, which is called...
Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs. Thank you very much.
Naturalization. Again, here it is. The term naturalization means the conferring of nationality of a state upon a person after birth by any means whatsoever. So when you sign up for voter registration, you're naturalizing. When you fill out certain tax forms, you're naturalizing. When you
No, you're not. That's not what naturalization is like going through the immigration process to become a naturalized citizen. If you were born in the United States, which is not just Washington, D.C., it is in the entire United States, any of the 50 states, you are a citizen. If you are born to American parents or parent, you are a citizen. What the fuck?
Go into the DMV and get your driver's license renewed, and it asks you, are you a U.S. citizen? And you say yes. That's naturalization.
No, it's not, you fucking idiot. What are you talking about, man?
Holy blue. Now, since naturalization
and territories, you're right.
Naturalization is the conferring of nationality of a state upon a person after birth by any means whatsoever. You can say whatever state you want, and you can even make up a state, or you can say a state like one of the 50 states of the Union, and you officially basically naturalize. You can naturalize just as easily somewhere else as you did to go there, and you become what's called a national or non-citizen national, right? And that comes from 8 U.S.C. 1101 subsection A21, which is right by 23. There's naturalization. Here's 21. The term national means a person owing permanent allegiance to a state. And just in case you're curious, here's the definition of the word permanent from that. If you click on it, it actually doesn't really mean much of anything. You can pause the video. I don't have much time left, so I'm not going to read it. So through the process of naturalization, you can move away from being a U.S. citizen because you don't live in the
Could have done it as long as you want. It's your video. What are you talking about?
District of Columbia, so why would you say you're a U.S. citizen? And only people have a tax liability are people who are U.S. citizens who live in the District of Columbia. So here's an I-9 form, and you can see box 1 is a citizen of the United States, box 2 is a non-citizen national of the United States. Here's the UN Declaration of Human Rights, just in case anyone's wondering if anyone can stop you from naturalizing any way you want. Article 15, Section 2, no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality nor denied the right to change his nationality. So
that's not what it's about. Also, even within that, arbitrary is doing a lot of work in that sentence.
No one can stop you from naturalizing into anything you want by simply just saying it. It's actually hilarious.
That's very not true.
Hilarious. So a national is someone who does not live in the District of Columbia, and a U.S. citizen is somebody who does live in the District of Columbia. So now we're going to head over to 26 Code of Federal Regulations, Section 1.871-1, and I'll try to explain with the rest of the time that I have on this ad how this works. So you're either a resident alien or a non-resident alien. Resident alien is somebody who lives in United States, which means the District of Columbia. A non-resident alien is somebody who doesn't, right? It says here, non-resident alien individuals are taxable only on certain income.
To elaborate, the reason nation-states came to be seen as desirable in the age following the Enlightenment was because it was thought to be a just institution, because in a properly constructed nation-state, the fact that government and cultural institutions lined up was thought to reduce sectarianism and promote good governance and stability.
Come from sources within the District of Columbia. Oh. But down here, I don't have much time left. You can elect. However, non-resident alien individual may elect to be treated as a resident alien. So what you did was, you said, yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Green guy says yes. Yes, please spread the idea of not registering to vote to the far right.
So you basically elected to pay taxes, and you can actually...
Nope, not voluntary. Fun fact, they will fuck you.
Revoke that election, and it's called a revocation of election. I've run out of time, but if you want a free course and you want more of this information, I teach you how to fill out the forms and everything. Totally free. Free!
Yep. That's something. Alright, let's move on.
Peace and love, everybody. Make sure to text private life to 702-200-4900. Tap in for a consultation or join our school. You can go to school.com/Don Kalam. That's SKOOL.com/DONKILAM. Now click the link in the bio. Peace and love. How's everybody feeling? Let me finish rolling up this bleezy. The family slept in today. They just now getting up, so I'm gonna do a video for y'all.
Oh, we're doing a fucking wake and bake. Okay.
Peace and love.
It's like a blunt, too.
Everybody.
Okay. It's a lot.
I titled this Natural You. So you need to get gold.
Oh, look at this shit. He's one of these fucking guys who does this douchey bullshit.
But y'all still need to get these dug. I'll pull out some Benjis on y'all too. I ain't gonna pull out everything.
I don't know if you know this, but that would do better in a CD or some kind of mutual fund. I don't... Whenever people do that, I'm just like, oh, so you're terrible with money. Good to know. Yeah, just keep that cash in your backpack. That's a good use of your money.
Thing. Just because people seeing is believing, man. Y'all can get close up and log my motherfucking FRN numbers, my promissory note numbers. This ain't their play money.
Check it out, guys. It's like $2,000. Has any adult in the history of the world ever had $2,000 before?
I don't do that play shit. But people ain't gonna respect you. He said, your grill fire, I just picked mine up. Johnny Dang. Johnny did the grill. About to upgrade, too. But I'm about to get started. See, this is the corporate you right here. The corporate you works for this. The natural you works for natural resources. What you gonna spend the money on? That's what holds the real value. Where's your money going? Those are the things you wanna tap into. So we all need food. So you should be creating your own food sources. You should be having your own farms, growing your own food.
I'd rather live in a society where other people and organizations do that stuff and I do my thing and other people do their thing. We live in a society. What are you talking about?
Have your own animals. Instead of having somebody else package it up and deliver it, because that's how they control in our mind anyways. That's how they control us. So that is a form of sovereignty.
I don't know if you know this, but subsistence farming sucks ass.
All right? Peace and love. Before I get started, I'm licensed attorney, tax expert. This is for educational, informational purposes only. A lot of people say this, it's all a conspiracy. Your life's a conspiracy. If you're paying taxes, you pay, most people in the public with a public education mindset. I'm gonna show you how you get that rich.
Why are the kind of people that shit on public education always like this? I get that the public education system is not ideal, and No Child Left Behind has fucked an entire generation at minimum. But my god, you see this is the better outcome? Ugh.
Tax on your money, and then when you spend your money, you get taxed again. So they take, before you even get your paycheck, when y'all working in the public system.
Oh my god, he tattooed his own name on his hand. He goes by Don Kalam, and on his left hand is Don. I assume the other hand is Kalam. He tattooed his own fucking name on his hand.
The difference between public and private. You're a public employee. He said it is a conspiracy to conspire against us. I don't like to say anybody's conspiring against anybody because this is a voluntary system. Slavery is voluntary. You volunteer to pay.
Hey, fun fact. No, it's not, historically. Slavery, by very definition, is not usually voluntary. Indentured servitude is a thing. I'd classify that slightly different than slavery, certainly different than chattel slavery.
Pay taxes. You volunteer to work instead of learning to use your own creativity, learning how to be an entrepreneur. The game is set up for entrepreneurs and those who use the creative mind, those who think and can think outside the box.
Sir, doing crime and doing drug deals or whatever you do isn't smart. You're just willing to take on risk that most people don't want to.
Because all you're doing is moving pieces, okay? Most people are just pawns in the game. And when you learn how to establish your own government, when you learn how to establish your own private family, when you learn to establish your own private club, social club, okay? When you learn to establish your own ministry, then you can start learning how to be a power piece in this game. Sean Jones says, after I met you and listened to you, yes, before that, it was all unknown for me. It was completely non-consensual. Okay, got you. I appreciate that. Screenshot that. Thank you, Sean Jones. This game is voluntary. And that's what a lot of people not understanding.
Ryan Cooper with a $2 super chat says, Red alert! The shields can't repel the cringe! Fire photon torpedoes.
Granted, you came into the game through your mother and she put you in the game. So, I mean, you are automatically playing. Alright? Family, the definition of family is servants of a household. So I want
every time with the definitions shit.
you to know we do operate out of tribal perspective. The reason being is because servants of a household is putting you as a slave. The Department of Family Services. We're transitioning into a different system right now as we speak, but the old system is still around, and that's a securitization system. Okay.
We're not transitioning into a new system.
But we're going in back to gold and silver and not.
If you think about the game, you lose the game. You fucker. I lost the game. I hate you.
And no more debt, like real-time payments. Like quid pro quo. Something for something. Like you're not gonna have me on a mortgage for 30 years. Okay? Can you pay now? Can you pay today? So that's why it's important that everybody needs to learn how to tap in. Your name is the business. That's where we start. Your name is the business. Learning that you have a nationality. Belonging to a nation. Your state can be your nation. Texans, if you're from Texas, you're a Texan. You're from Missouri, you're Missouri. You're from Illinois, you're Illinois. You're from California, you're a Californian. So when you learn how to declare nationality, this is going to give you your God-given rights back. A lot of people think they have civil rights. And that's not the case. You just get a right is a right corner. We'll just give you that piece instead of understanding your natural rights. Natural person.
I hate this shit. I hate this shit rhetorically. There are no such things as natural rights. They don't fucking exist. Rights are social constructs. We produce them together, and largely people might have a lot of overlapping ideas about what should be considered rights. But that's all they are. Ideas that we either enforce or do not socially. That's it. Your rights do not exist sans human beings enforcing them. The entire history of the world and the lack of the human rights we now take for granted for most people, for most of human history, should illustrate to you this.
Natural you versus the corporate you. The corporate you is a legal jurisdiction. It's a juristic person, okay? A juristic individual, a juristic entity.
A juristic entity.
Your name is the business, so your business is an entity. In these businesses, I need everybody to keep in mind, a business and a trust can do everything a person can do besides vote. So it's out here. It can buy, sell, trade, all of that. Your name's the business. And you have the right to contract. And you're contracting with this name that they made a business that they own and have it's called a special purpose vehicle. Let's look it up. I'm going to break this down.
Okay, I'm going to move on. He's cringe, but he's also kind of boring. Phew! Oh. Was this the first traffic stop?
It is what? Sydney.
Excuse me, this is Sydney's first traffic stop. We've seen Sydney doing traffic stops before. She's the one with the SovCit boyfriend, and she's a part of the Power Inherent in the People group that, what's his name, Cameron Wilson started.
Sydney, okay. Yes. Do you not have a driver's license?
How many channel points for a Skibbity Toilet stream? I don't even know what that means. I'd watch Skibbity Toilet? None. I don't want to do that.
The first time you've asked me my name, and you've been trying to open my door, okay. You're threatening me. All right. We'll begin somewhere. Sydney, how do you spell Sydney? S-Y-D. S-Y-D. N-E-Y. N-E-Y. What is your middle name, Sydney? Taylor. Taylor. T-A-Y-L-O-R. Help you? I just have to watch this. All right. Hey, how about you just stay right there where you're at, all right? We'd really appreciate that. What's your last name, Sydney? Leslie, L-E-S-L-I-E. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. L-E-S-L-I-E.
I hate these people, but props on them for lining up the recording of the phone call with the video footage. Pretty good job. I don't know if there's like a clap in here at all that they use as sort of their point, but hey, they did it.
And what's your date of birth? 1/21/96, but I don't know why you're asking me all these questions because I'm trying to get you to identify yourself. Okay, I did. Force someone. Hey, you're forcing me. Go back over there, some awful crap and stuff. I can go back 1%. Sydney, what's your address? PO Box 215. Well, here. 215. Stay here. We're just questions. Stay right over there. Andover, Canada.
Sorry, I gotta find one with better audio than that. That's gonna drive me crazy. I actually do applaud them for lining it up as well as they did, but yeah, that's gonna drive me absolutely nuts. Oh, he puts his kids on stream a lot too, which I am not a fan of.
Right. The fucker.
I watched a lot of his stuff yesterday. I should have bookmarked stuff. I apologize.
There's no injured party. There's no complainant.
Right to it. No long talk. This is another traffic stop by another one of our Operation Wisedome members. I wanted to bring attention to it and go through it for the first time. Never seen it. Let's get it.
So for the record, what's your name and
Officer
badge?
Vasquez.
And your badge number?
23534.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So
what's the reason for the detainment?
So you were stopped for your expired reg tab. 5204, Adam.
Which I've notified you I'm not participating in commerce with the state of California. That's why it's not registered with the state. You acknowledge that's what the vehicle code's for, right?
Right.
Okay.
So you don't have any idea.
Pisses me off when they do this shit with their kids in the car and put their kids in danger. It's total horseshit, man. No, not a headache. My sinuses are just, like, annoyed right now. That's why I'm sneezing so much.
Identification as well.
I haven't broken a law, sir. Like, minus a crime, then there's no reason to identify.
All right, just hang tight. Like I said, you're detained. You're not free to leave. Just
Okay.
hang tight 1 second.
Okay.
Electrolysis? No, just probably allergies. I have a fan blowing on me, and I think it got some dust and kind of blew it towards me.
Tight. They always gotta have them hang tight.
I'm recording also.
Okay. Just keep her. You could take her out.
I was gonna tell him first.
No, take her out.
No, probably tell the cop what you're doing. Holy shit, bro. I know he's trying to, like, gain back some, like, semblance of control for his ego purposes, but yeah, maybe don't surprise the cop.
Big homie just chilling. Big chilling. No worries. Waiting. What's going down? What y'all want to do? Now, when I talk to homie... Oh, wait.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Roll that window down for me a little bit, just so we can talk.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
what's your name and badge number?
Officer Beavers, just like the animal, 17035.
Okay. And what's your name and badge number, sir?
Officer
It's a funny name for a cop.
Olivier.
Whoa, Brandon.
3755.
Okay.
Hey,
You a supervisor?
me?
Yeah.
No, I'm the senior officer.
Senior officer. Okay.
So, hey, just trying
They
to
got
get
nobody
understanding,
cam.
stopped you for registration.
Which I have a question about that anyway, because from his position where he was on the street, there's absolutely no way he could have seen my registration when I was
Orange
driving back.
tab sticks out pretty good.
Not from that distance.
But anyway,
Okay,
either way,
he
it's-
was correct, so obviously he saw it. You can't really argue he didn't see it when he was correct. It'd be one thing if he pulled you over and said, I saw you had an outdated registration and it wasn't true, but you do have that.
It's expired.
It's not registered.
You're seeing articles about Spaceballs 2 coming out. Is it true? I thought they couldn't do it. Yeah, I saw a video that Mel Brooks announced it. I don't know if it'll be any good. History of the World Part 2 was okay, I guess, but
Registered with
It won't be Spaceballs 1.
the state of California.
Okay. Well, it's required to be.
In your commerce, yes, I agree with that.
All right.
So again, they always do the you're required. My biggest thing with that will continuously always be, what makes you think that I am required?
The law. The law. The law?
What makes you think that? Well, in the state of blase is normally what they say. Okay, in what way do you think that I am required to do anything? That's what we need to get cleared up. First and foremost, what makes you think I am required to do anything?
As the Joker once said, we live in a society. Do you understand that you are a member of a society?
Requirement. That word, you are required. Replace it with you are a slave. That's what you're trying to tell me. I'm sorry, I'm not that guy. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to give you an option here.
Okay.
To either just provide your information, license, all the information on the vehicle you have.
Yeah, I rescinded my license. I turned that in.
Okay.
Okay, well that's admitting to driving without a license, which is not good.
Yep.
So are you at least going to identify yourself by name and date of birth or anything?
No, I haven't committed any crime.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to order you out of the car, and if you don't come out...
Order. I'm going to order you out of the car. You have not hurt anybody. There's nobody that's called that's a sworn complainant.
It doesn't matter. You're not cooperating with the stop. You're driving around without a license, without registration. That's illegal. They would deal with this probably just by giving you some tickets, maybe towing your car. In this case, I think they probably wouldn't because there's wife and kids in the car. And I've usually seen cops let people go when that's the case. Who knows, though? But either way, you are refusing to identify yourself on this legitimate traffic stop. They're ordering you out of the car because you're refusing to identify because they're going to detain you, probably arrest you. It's lawful.
We have no issues with you as far as anything other than your tab. And we need your ID. You don't...
Yes, you are required on a traffic stop to provide your government-issued driver's license. Admitting you do not have one is an admission of illegality. I don't know if it's a crime, if it's criminal, or if it's just, some sort of traffic infraction in this state, but it's definitely illegal.
Don't have any rights right now because we pulled you over because that...
Rights are never and have never been absolute. This is something sovereign citizens do not understand.
Tab is out. Do you see now why I say we need traffic law reform? Getting in the car, getting in your private property, getting in your UCC 1-10 or 9-109 household good.
Okay, well, whatever you want to call your automobile that you're driving it on public roadways, so all of a sudden it becomes a matter of public interest. Sorry, you don't live apart from other people in some parallel dimension. You have to navigate society, just like everyone else. You're not special, different rules don't apply to you. Stop it. Genuinely get therapy.
Somehow gives blanket authority for your...
Somehow. Oh, you know, they're like legislative, like powers, whatever, no biggie.
Privacy rights to be violated. And that don't make no sense to me. Someone gonna have...
Hey, what's the Fourth Amendment say? It doesn't say no search and seizure, it says no unreasonable search and seizure. Do you know why? Because there are circumstances where authorities are allowed to search things and seize your things. This is one of them.
Explain that one to me, because it makes no sense.
Then we're going to forcibly remove you out, which would mean we're going to open the door.
I understand all your guys' tactics. There's absolutely no reason to do this, right? There hasn't been a crime committed. I'm peaceably traveling with my family, okay? And if
you're in the parking lot of Big 5.
If you guys want to enforce your will and cause property damage, then that's on you. Then we'll see you guys in federal court.
Okay, no,
right?
that's fine. So, Yeah, no, so, okay.
I'm not out here, I'm not.
He said, yeah, okay, that's fine. No cares. Literally just warned them. 100%.
Yes, because he's aware that sovereign citizens like this try to file frivolous lawsuits all the time and they don't ever go anywhere because the facts aren't on their side. It's an empty threat.
All the way said, hey man, if you want to put your force and will upon me, then we'll take it to federal court. All right, well that's fine. We'll just violate your rights because we don't care about you. We don't care about our community. We don't care about your family, even though we just heard a baby cry.
They're not violating your rights, and having a baby isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card. Like, if I took a baby to a bank robbery, I'm not allowed to get away with it.
All right, you don't want to comply and do as we say, then we're going to do what we need to do.
Yes, but they're not acting as individuals. They're acting as police who are enforcing laws as passed by the legislature, which is made up by representatives of the people.
Which is bring harm. And to me, I will never understand it. Why? Please explain to me why you cannot just respect,
Please tell me why you make me get my registration and a driver's license, and my baby is still crying inside my car. Bah, bah.
How many people died? How many people died for us to be free, to be secure in our...
This is such a funny... He brings this up all the time. Like, how many people died fighting for your freedom? Like, what kind of rhetorical fucking tool is that? No one cares.
To be in our property.
Fun fact, they didn't die in wars, so you could break the law.
To be secure and private at all times, to have you people out here in your agency and corporation mind your business. Why can't you just mind your business? Why do you have to...
Why can't you follow the law?
Interject. And if you are going to interject, why aren't you doing it to help people? Like, bruh, we live in America. We live in...
Look at how much freedom I have! I have this tiny American flag! There we go. More fetishization, please.
We live in a self-governing republic. You understand that, right?
Yes, and that republic has states, and within the state that you're in, the people, through their representatives, have passed traffic laws and laws that require you to have driver's licenses and registration. So the self-governing people have decided that guy is breaking the law and is an asshole. I added that last part, but still.
Self-governing republic.
If I wave this flag, I can't be wrong.
We are all creations of the Creator. Why must you interject and interfere?
Because they're the cops.
Here with our lives,
doing illegal shit.
I just don't get it, y'all.
I'm non-belligerent. I'm not trying to cause any problems with you guys.
I'm not accusing.
Is that a vape in his hand too? Always classy with these goddamn people. So classy. Arguing with the cops with my kid in the car while fucking vaping. Good God, what are we doing?
I'm just gonna stand on my rights, right?
Yeah, you do have to follow the rules. You're traveling.
See, he said, I'm just standing on my rights, and homeboy...
Yeah, he doesn't understand his rights and he's misapplying them.
He says, no, you just need to follow the rules. He literally put it all out there for everybody. He literally put it out there. He's literally telling you, you just need to follow our rules. Your rules are colorable law. That's why...
No, they're law, not color of law.
There's Title 18, Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. Whoever under any code, statute, colorable law, regulation, any of that shit, it's all a rule. For there to be a rule that I must follow, I have to give consent and participate willingly because I have free will. I am a creation of the Creator. I do change reality. That's how this works.
Dad, some person is here.
Gross. Let me skip past that.
You've read too much stuff online, but...
No, I've read your commerce book.
So to
To take away the power, homeboy say, you've read too much stuff online, homeboy. You don't know what you're talking about.
How you doing today, sir?
Doing great.
That is funny. Someone on YouTube pretending to be YouTube support. That's weird as fuck. Bitch, I've been on YouTube for like 15 years. YouTube doesn't do that. You can't even get in contact with YouTube support when you want to, much less randomly commenting on videos. Fucking get a better shtick. Jesus.
Whole nother officer now, off in the scene. Whole nother one done showed up. How you doing today? Oh, how you doing today? How many gonna come up to the window and say, how you doing today, and then introduce themselves?
Name and badge number for the record?
Yeah, 16631.
Yeah, it did sound like he was saying colorable law instead of color of law, and I'm not sure why. I assume he considers it to have the same meaning, but I don't know why he says it like that.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're either gonna go with the program. I understand.
We're gonna go with the program. They never say that you're gonna follow the law. They use all this terminology to persuade you, listen, we're either going to go with this program that we got here where you just do as you're told because we believe that you're a slave, or it's never about, hey, man, we don't care about your constitution. You know, okay, yeah, we'll respect your rights. Nope, none of that.
Stand your position, or we're going to start breaking windows, and we're going to send a dog in after you, okay?
Sergeant Garcia.
So they just made a pretty bold threat there. Again, he said, we're going to damn.
They like to throw around the word threat. Threat has a legal meaning. That is not a legal threat, to be clear. It might be in the colloquial, but it is not a legal threat.
Your property.
When they mean it like legal.
And we're going to break the window and send the dog in after you. So a pretty serious threat of violence when there's no probable cause for him to step out of the vehicle. There's no harm. There's no crime. Literally everything is about, again, they said.
Wait, hold on. Oh, that's funny. I got an email for a class action lawsuit settlement about GameStop. Our records indicate you purchased a video game from GameStop's website and may be entitled to a payment from a class action lawsuit. That'd be funny. Wonder if that's real.
A sticker.
Yeah.
Guardia.
Guardia.
You were close, sir.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
So
that's going to be up to you.
like I told your other officers,
I understand what you told them.
I'm here with my family, okay? We're just peaceably traveling on vacation. I've got my 4 kids.
Woo, a whole $5 to $10. What a great settlement. That's not even worth filling out a form for.
He said, nope. Homeboy said, we're peacefully traveling. Homeboy said, nope. Nope. You're going to do what we say or we're going to fuck you up.
Car, and I've got my wife in the car.
Understood,
okay, and if you guys want to choose to trample on my rights today,
Great if you're a lawyer. Oh, I'm sure the lawyer made a lot of money. Yeah.
Cause there's no law been broken here. Okay, there's no injured party. There's no complainant. Okay. Right? I know where you guys stand. I know what you guys are talking about, but I'm not in your jurisdiction. Okay, the vehicle, the automobile is not registered with the state.
Understand your, sir, you can spare me with your back and forth on that.
It's not back and forth. I'm just letting you know where.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. So you confirming it.
No, they're not confirming it. They're saying they understand what he is saying. What he is saying is wrong, but they understand the sovereign citizen thing. It's just incorrect. Saying you understand someone does not mean you agree with them, and the fact that he doesn't know that is really concerning, considering his main job appears to be trying to interpret legal documents for people to give them actionable advice.
You confirming the aspect that I am the I am, but you just don't care.
Oh, he says he's God, by the way. He says everyone is God. He's one of these people who thinks everyone is God, which means no one is God, but, you know, whatever.
You think you can be protected because you've been protected for so long.
See, that's the problem. They've been protected for so long, they lose sight that you get a hold of people like us and we actually pursue these things. See, what's happened is they've recognized the aspect that the lawyers have had power to, or not, I shouldn't even say power, but that they've been in conjunction with the system for so long to not bring forth so many suits, right? And it's gotten to the point now where it's like, oh, we can't do anything. They're not going to do anything about it. But now we're coming into a new aspect, right, with technology and everything like that. Like we've been constantly doing. You see me, I just brought mine 2 days ago, right? As far as my federal lawsuit. So you look at the aspect like we can do it now. We ain't got to depend on no lawyers. You dig what I'm saying?
He uses ChatGPT, I believe, to help write legal documents.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is that we're gonna have to cooperate today. I'm gonna need to see some ID.
For what?
Huh?
What law have I broken in order for you?
Expired registration. You're driving without.
No, that's not expired.
So
that's
up
not.
to you, sir.
Okay.
We've already run the car. It's
Okay.
expired.
No, it's not expired.
Okay. And
It's not It's not in your jurisdiction.
Of course.
Right.
So we're either going to go one of two ways. We're either going to get you out of the car, okay, we're going to take you to jail.
Sir.
Your family is going to be displaced for a while, because the
Sir.
car is going to go to car jail.
Car.
Okay?
Sir.
Or you can continue down the path that you're doing.
I appreciate that he said car jail instead of impound, because there's a good chance this guy wouldn't know what the impound meant.
And we're going to stand by.
Unfortunately, I'm going to stand on my constitutional protected rights today. Okay.
Man, they're serious. It's a sergeant that came up too. He made all those threats.
No. Did you notice the tactics he did? He whips out his thing like he's gonna break the window and all this. They want to get you to fold.
He might just legit break the window. He's not trying to... He's not joshing ya.
Not folding.
Straight up, bro. Good job. Look at the mountains in the background. Beautiful.
Good color commentary.
Just beautiful. But what trips me out is the aspect, again, that no harm whatsoever. No crime.
The harm is against society. Again, I don't know if these are criminal charges or just traffic infractions. Either way, it's illegal.
They're in the parking lot. The CHP definitely knows he has his family with him. They've made threats. We're going to send a dog in after you. We're going to break the window. We're going to displace your family. We're actually going to tow your private property. Your private property, not ours. It ain't even registered with the state.
Yeah, that's part of the thing that's illegal about. He's driving on public roadways without a registration. That's illegal.
They verified that. They're bringing forth their presumptions in relation to him driving. They keep saying that. You're driving. No, sir, I'm traveling. He's already told them several times now. They don't want to listen. They're bringing forth their presumptions. He's rebutted their presumptions. He's stated that he's going to stand on his constitutional right. They don't want to listen. They're going to keep playing with him, I guess. I don't know. We got to see how this rolls out. Let me see what we got going on here. We can throw it at a 2-speed real quick. Speed it up. Homeboy's playing with the beard. He's like, oh, what are they going to do? He's thinking. He's thinking hard right now. What are they going to do to me? What are they going to do? Look at him. What are they going to do? But he's standing on it. Don't come out and just want to overrule people and overpower people. Oh, what do we got?
I'm the captain with California Highway Patrol here.
How you doing, Chris?
Good. I appreciate the fact that you're doing
Oh, he got a captain. He got the captain of the highway patrol.
I just want you to know that. Okay. So I'm going to go be very clear right now what's going to happen. Okay. And you got a choice. Okay. Either you come out of the car and we take care of business and you go about your business after that. I don't know what exactly the stop was for, but it's been elevated to a point now where we're going to break out a window and we're going to pull you out of the car. Now, if you don't want that to happen in front of your family, that's your ultimatum. Come out, we take care of this or not.
So, Captain Chris, like I told all of your officers here, there has been no crime committed, okay? I am simply traveling with my family. We're on vacation, exercising our constitutional rights, right? There is no law that's been broken. There's no complainant. There's no injured party. I've notified the officers. I wish to invoke my Fourth Amendment right to stay private, right? Absent of a crime, that is my right, right? And I understand what you guys are out here doing and enforcing is the vehicle code. This is my private property. I'm not registered with the state of California intentionally. I've, under good faith and goodwill, rescinded my California driver's license, right? Because
Okay, so when you rescind that, you're not allowed to drive on public roadways anymore. So stop it.
I'm not acting in that capacity. I hear you. I understand you're basing this very much on the Constitution. I get that. Right. But I'm just letting you know what's going to happen.
Fennec Kagami says, I'm going to be honest, I don't believe a lot of these people when they say I don't understand why these cops think they can do this. It's been explained to them multiple times, they just refuse to listen. Why? Who knows? But to me, a lot of these people are like the people from Dan Olson's Flat Earth video. Part of them knows they're wrong, and they're just trying to force reality to make them right. It doesn't mean that they necessarily really intrinsically know that it's not true. People can have a shocking amount of cognitive dissonance, even if in some part of their brain they know this is bullshit. The other part, the dominant part, clearly disagrees, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. Don't get me wrong, they might believe that due to the fact that they just want to be selfish. I agree that that's a huge part of it. They want this to be true, but wanting something to be true is about halfway to believing it is true, really. Once you already want something to be true, it becomes really easy to convince yourself that it is.
So as California, and we are going to enforce California law, and that's what's going to go down. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to make your choice, and after that, one of these windows...
So you don't acknowledge the Constitution?
I'll be honest with you, if your family wasn't in there, we wouldn't even take that risk, we would send a canine in for you.
What's the purpose of a canine?
Okay, so you got about 30 seconds. After that, we're going to do what we do, okay?
Officer, just to be clear, what is the intent?
Ooh,
Officer
nasty.
Gardia?
Again.
Sergeant Gardia? What is the intent of wanting me out of the vehicle?
Actually, nothing on the passenger on the front. Okay, grab the baby from the passenger side. On the back seat, on the passenger. Okay, just do it right here. Okay.
So what is it you guys are requesting?
You got about 5 seconds, sir. I need you to step out of the car.
For what? Is that a lawful order?
5 seconds, sir? Because you're refusing, you're delaying and obstructing this officer from doing his job.
Obstructing is a physical act, right? Obstruction...
Yeah, but usually the courts have interpreted physical act to mean you are not doing something physically. It doesn't necessarily mean you, like, pushed them or something, which is how a lot of people interpret it. If they are telling you, get out of the car, and you're not, you are physically obstructing because you are physically refusing to move. You might disagree with that interpretation. That's fine. That's how the courts have usually found it.
Obstruction is...
Sir, I drive. You're going to get glass on you.
Obstruction is physical.
Close your eyes, look away. Close your eyes.
Obstruction is...
Wow. Wow, bro.
Officer, there's no need...
That's a bad window smash.
There's no need for all this.
Wow.
That guy's real bad at smashing the window.
Wow.
Go ahead. Do what you do.
It's okay. Saying wow won't make it less obvious that this is what was going to happen.
Wow. Oh,
What are you doing, sir? What are you doing?
Turning off the car.
No one's in the car in the front seat. Why do you need to turn it off? What was the point of turning it off?
The car's being impounded, man.
That's why you need to turn it off. It's okay, you guys. Take a deep breath. It's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath.
Wow.
Shut up. He's so annoying.
It's already off, sir. Yeah. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I know. I understand. It's okay. Take a deep breath, you guys. Take a deep breath.
Oh,
Oh,
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Now this is content.
wow. Whoa.
Figure out how to turn the phone around.
Don't show your kid, you idiot.
Do you have somebody you can call?
I'm a better fucking parent to these kids than these people are. I swear to God. It pisses me off when they straight up just put their fucking child on camera. You fucking idiot. Stop it. Quasispec says, I blame the family in the car for the subpar window smash. Yeah, that was probably a part of it.
We're out here on vacation.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just take you to a hotel or something. You can figure it out.
No,
You're just gonna walk? Because we're
I
towing
don't
the
know.
car.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll try and figure it out. Can you give me a minute?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. We got time.
Yeah,
we got plenty.
we're not from here.
Wow.
We don't have anybody here. It's
Okay.
literally us traveling like he just told
Okay,
you.
we're more than happy to get you to a hotel. Like, I'm not sure your comfortableness driving with.
Yeah, I think this is real shitty of her to, like, now she's gonna have to, walk with her fucking kid? That's gonna suck ass. Probably should have taken the ride.
This, but we'll take you to a hotel for a safe place or a restaurant.
Can I take my car seats?
You know what trips me out? This is so sad. This dude is sitting here trying to be as though he cares about these people whatsoever. Oh, we'll take you to a safe space.
I think he's probably trying to do the best he can given the situation that her husband put him in. Or put her in, rather.
Yeah, just think if... Man, there's no way in the world that he could honestly do this to his own family. This is what trips me out. There's no way that...
Okay, he wasn't doing it. The guy was. The guy did that to his family because he refused to comply with basic orders.
You could tell me that this dude thinks this is okay. The way he was just speaking, the way he was just talking, and the way he was just...
I'm sorry, she has multiple kids with her? 4? Oh my fucking god.
There's no...
Yeah, that's not safe for her to walk down the road with those kids.
There's no way, dude. There's no way. I'm literally tripped out. This is the most wildest... This is crazy, bro. This is really wild.
It's not that crazy if you're not an idiot.
This is just crazy to me, man. I'm really flabbergasted that California Highway Patrol acting like this.
Consider my flabbers gasted. When I break the law, the police are upset. Wowzers!
We've seen them act very proper in other aspects with other people, and to see this happen against
Oh, that makes sense. Could be why Marcus Drake.
the family is a real... It trips me out, man. It's a shame to see. California, y'all better than this, man. Y'all's laws are... Y'all know y'all... Man. Y'all better than this.
Oh God, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
So
you're
I can
entitled
take
to
my
take
stuff
any
out
of
of
your
here.
basic stuff. Yeah, we're only taking the car, not the content.
You're entitled to take all your basic stuff. The basic stuff is the property. That is
No, it's not. They're impounding the car.
your private property. You just deemed a household good.
Per se.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah,
Take a
we're
deep
not
breath.
here
Take a
to
deep breath.
hurt you.
Okay. I just...
Yeah, we're not here to hurt you. Even though we just did. See, they don't even... They can't even in their own mind see that what they just did was pain.
Okay, they didn't harm him. They had to physically move him, which probably wasn't the most comfortable thing, but we have no evidence that he was harmed. You're making it sound like they maimed him in some way.
They can't even understand. They don't even comprehend that what they just did to their loved one, the father of all the children that's out on vacation in California, they just got literally harmed. You think taking the private...
He should have not fucking done the stupid sovereign citizen thing then?
We're not trying to hurt you, even though we're trying to take you to a hotel.
She's planning on walking into town with 4 kids while carrying car seats. Yeah, I don't know what her plan is here. Maybe she's expecting to get an Uber or something? I don't know. But is an Uber really gonna want to wait for you to fucking install car seats in their car? No. So I have no idea what she plans.
We're trying to take your...
Can you get a rental car delivered to you on short notice? I don't know what she plans.
private property. We're trying to... Man, this is irreparable harm. You just caused damage to the children.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the dad. Having kids around doesn't mean they can't arrest him. It's sad, but then he should have considered that.
He can't even see that. That's how messed up reality is in these people's minds.
It just could have went a lot easier than it did. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not getting into...
I'm not going to argue the law and what I can or can't do because I've been trained and I know, this is wrong, but I'm just going to give you something here to say that it's okay. And
personal stuff between this, but this he would have got a fix-it ticket and went on your way and your vacation would still be going. Instead, he's going to go to jail and sit there till Monday unless he bails out. So it's just crazy.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy that I can't understand that people have rights.
You don't have the right to drive your vehicle on public roadways without a license or registration. That's not a right you have. Period. Stop it.
It's just crazy that people don't, I had to go through and break that like I was some psycho killer. Just raw. Like what, nigga? This is crazy to me, bro.
So yeah, do whatever you think you need. We're more than happy to help get you through into town, to a hotel, or...
Where, this is Bishop, correct?
It is.
Yeah. So what's the town right outside of Bishop?
South,
Yeah.
Big Pine?
Okay.
Yeah, it's small. There's not much there.
Yeah, okay.
There's no real restaurants or anything there,
Okay.
so...
Okay, I'll figure it out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, my ass. So that's...
Then Tankagami says, see, this is what I mean. He talks about the family like that should have been a meat shield to stop the dad from getting arrested. This is more about getting away with the crime than the argument that this wasn't a crime. Also, some makes and models of cars have unbreakable glass like the Cybertruck does before they discontinued them because it was a terrible idea. Again, I gotta go to the... I gotta go to the fact that people can believe multiple things at once. You can have... Why am I blanking on the term now? The thing where you hold multiple beliefs at the same time that are contradictory. Cognitive dissonance. You can kind of trick yourself. You can lie to yourself. Like, I'm not saying it's right or justifies their actions, but I'm just saying they can be lying to themselves and you.
That's the end of that. And that's how that goes. So I definitely think my boy's got a pretty big lawsuit here. Definitely would say so. Again, yo, man, I don't think we're really comprehending the aspect that the things that y'all are doing out here to people is illegal. You can't do that. You keep thinking you can do that because you've gotten away with it for so long. And the courts have not been respecting it, but the courts are respecting it. They're not allowing the aspect of, like, qualified immunity is hanging by a thread, y'all. You have to really understand that. And once you comprehend that,
It's really not. Like, that'd be cool if it was, but it's not.
Qualified immunity can be beaten. You do it the right way, can be beaten. And you do it the right way.
Have you beaten it ever and won? Don't tell me about an ongoing case. When have you ever successfully breached that?
Yo, man, lawsuit all day. This is a
It pisses me off because he takes money from people. He charges people a lot of money for his fake legal services.
irreparable harm, for sure. And we hear from my boy. And we're working on the back end very closely with him in relation to Operation Wise Dome in the Discord. Yo, I'm just letting you know, we have to stop this. This is why we push so...
Operation Wise Dome is still a terrible pun, and I can't believe he went with that.
Y'all tap in with me real quick. Yo, y'all tap in, tap in, tap in. Tap in, tap in, tap in.
Is he at a carnival? He looks like he's at a carnival.
Y'all tap in real quick. We're busy today, huh? Sunday? Y'all ain't coming in, huh? Not today, huh? Okay. We're gonna wait till
I mean, he is a clown, so he finally found somewhere he belongs.
y'all finally come in, though.
Ah, Marcus Drake, same time. We did it.
We're gonna... There y'all go. There y'all go.
Green guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, 3 people at work just had kids. They're good people. I just have to remind myself good people have kids too. And 3 people at work are going through a divorce, which is fun too. Oh!
There y'all go.
A lot of workplace drama.
At least a couple of y'all here. I was like, where are all my people at? At least a couple of y'all pop in this thing. Okay. This actually makes me happy, but I am a little sour at the same time. So I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm just honest and open. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not just gonna be like, I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna tell it like it is. So I get on real quick on YouTube. I'm out here at the carnival with my daughters. You know what I'm saying? We had a little mini carnival. And I get on YouTube real quick and I look and I see that Chili DeCastro, Chili Delete Laws channel is live. And all of us...
We need to watch the debate between him and Delete Laws sometime soon. I know.
Sudden now, I'll just tell it to you like this. So last week I talked to Brian, and here's the deal. We had a very extensive conversation. Brian is like best friends with Chili. They're like best friends. Brian even goes and tries to sell Chili's products, like the little pamphlet and the trifold. Yeah. So they're best friends. But I had a very lengthy conversation last night or last week with Brian before he released my video. And I told him about what we needed to do and how we needed to do it. And then he said he was going to have, and he's going to promote me and promote what we're doing in the Wise Dome. But then all of a sudden today, Chili is online. He's right now live on YouTube talking about we're going to use ChatGPT to bring forth the lawsuit. All of a sudden. So when I was on Chili.
Does this dipshit thinks he invented the concept of using ChatGPT to draft a legal request. That's even an embarrassing thing to try and take credit for. Holy shit. Unstable Deadbeat says they debated. Why would you say he was a master debater? Ha 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 ha, masturbating jokes. Ha ha ha. The penis. They do the jerk. They jerk at the penis.
Chili's channel on this live, maybe about 2 months ago, Chili was literally ridiculing me for using ChatGPT to bring forth and help do lawsuits and do our Wise Dome and everything like that. Like, literally, bro, ridiculed me. Like, literally ridiculed me. Here we are 45 days later, and he's doing the same, but, you know, at a lower level, and he'll learn. But it's like, bro, you was just in court last year, and you didn't defend yourself. Like, you had somebody else defend you, and you cried in court.
Sorry, shitting on Chili for the fake tears in court is a little funny. Green Guy says, no drama. People are being adults for once. Tomorrow is someone's last day, so we're going out to brunch. I hope the brunch is good.
And then when you got it dismissed, then you went in and brought a civil suit, but you hired a lawyer. And I don't know, bro. I'm just, you know, I mentioned it to him, and I really had a whole plan. Like, my whole plan was to get Chili on board to really blow this up.
Wasn't the mushroom guy using Chat GPT to write court stuff like 18 months ago? Yes, he was. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he was the guy who was trying to sell mushrooms at the farmer's market. Does anyone remembers that guy's name?
Up. But now I see what people's intentions are, and it really it sucks. I really, you know, you want to, it's like I'm reaching out to people to work with them to make everything grow as far as the community is concerned, right? To allow people to grow and flourish as far as like knowing the education. And there's no one better than the person.
Kennedy Walker, that's his name. Thank you.
That brings lawsuits utilizing AI and.
I'm gonna move on. Does he? Kennedy Walker, is he still doing stuff, or did he go to jail? Because I know he had a warrant out for his arrest. Yeah, he hasn't posted. He might be in jail. How about the $1 trillion lawsuit guy? Does he have anything new? No. What a shame. I think that's probably it for the day. I have a lot more from him, but we definitely have to save it, because it's a lot. He has so many live streams and so many videos, and I gotta go through them. Lucky me. What's going on in the PP show now? Not a lot. He gets fewer and fewer, viewers all the time. Last I checked, he was down to 450 live viewers. This one has 1,000 views total right now, but he usually gets about 400 live stream viewers from what I saw. It's just not that interesting.
Like their potential exit. And for me,
they might be interesting today because GameStop is doing another round of dilution, so GameStop's price is down. But you know, it's not that interesting. Love you too, Mr. Blast. All right, let's see who we're gonna raid on Twitch. Thank you everyone for hanging out today. I will be back tomorrow. I work early tomorrow in the morning, but I get out at like 3:30, so I will have plenty of time to stream in the evening with you guys. Not sure what we're gonna do yet, but I'll make sure we find something fun. So, let's see who we're gonna raid. Who we're gonna raid. We'll raid KF Logan. Alright, have a great night, everyone. I will see you soon. And, make sure you don't drive without a license. Or travel, for that matter. What's my day job? I don't like to tell people. I think it's funnier not to. You can all guess. What do you think I do for a living? What do you think my job is? Anyway, have a good night, everyone. I'll see you later.